Jump chat. Let's see who makes that watch this week. Another transfer rumor start all week. Oh, jump chat. Jump chat. We like to talk the Reds and the Blues while we bring you all of the biggest news. Jump chat. Jump chat. Oh, jump chat. Jump chat.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the local pundit transfer deadline day special. And I am the Hoosier Wrexham fan, also known as Aaron. And I'm not alone. I have the great and powerful man of the hour, man with the power, too sweet to be sour. He's the woman's pet and the man's regret. And what you can't see is even better yet. And he's, I could keep going, but he's just awesome. So it's a Fatty Power.
It just keeps getting longer and longer. It's like Game
Dude.
of Thrones and Daenerys Stormborn. Every time someone says her name, they add more things to it.
It's well, what it is. It's. I have to admit, I may or may not have stolen those from old pro wrestlers. so I think that was who is that? I can't. I'm trying to think of his name. Oh gosh, big. I can't think of his name. Great big guy from like the 70s. But yeah, that's where all that came from. So, but anyway, let's see who we got in the chat. I know everybody wants to talk all the transfer stuff going on, all the rumors, we've got, let's see, we got Chicky Brewer in here, absolutely always in here, sharing the shows, doing their part. Jeremy Williams, Wow Bob Wow. I don't know Wow Bob, but I like Wow Bob. Ted Nelson, he's in here. George Jones, Zara Nemor, nice, cool. Nick, Patty, Mother Dragon's Zulu Haka.
Jesus, this chat's going so fast.
I know Danny's in here. I went to the top just trying to catch everything. Wrong guy. So I'm trying not to say names twice. I think I've got most of Doc Wrexham's in there. Who else is in there? I think we might have got everybody. We've got a bunch of people in there. Sorry if I missed your name. I'm scrolling. Birdie's in there. Let's see. I'm trying to. Edward Felix. How we doing? Marie from SoCal. She's in there, of course. Ruth. She's in there. Is Aaron in makeup? No. And I saw you guys talking about my rosy red cheeks are natural. If you call welders burn natural. Tommy's in there. Bunch of people. Habs in there. Steve's in there. Nick Donnellan, of course, is in there. Where's the wig? No, wig. No music this time. Sorry, guys. I feel like I let everybody down. Danta's in there. Chad Williams, how we doing? Soccer Guy in VA. Free Pug Show. Matt White. Boy, we've got a load of people in here. Tons of people in here. J-Tech. Edward Felix. Mary. If I missed anybody, sorry if I did. I think Mark just hopped in. Good afternoon. How we doing? All right. So it's not been a super busy day. I think we've kind of done what we thought we were going to do. Nothing crazy as of yet. There's still time to do something crazy, but I don't think we've done anything crazy yet. But I think we can. Let's see here. Let me see if I can bring a couple up. We can do some talking. How about this one? Let's see. Share a screen here. Sorry, I had a different thing ready. There we go. All right, let's share this and
Okay. Just for the hell of it, I asked AI to make me a name in the style of Game of Thrones.
Oh no. Oh
so,
no.
Here it is. Behold Paddy Power, first of his name, of the House Power, co-host of the local pundit, shield of the Wrexham faithful, breaker of the bad takes, and rightful lord of the comment section. I like it.
That's way better than what I was doing. That's way better. Oh, it's fantastic stuff. I love it. All right, so let me throw this in here. Joe Worrell signs. I think we kind of knew that was coming for a few days. Big, powerful center back. You know, more of a head it, kick it type of guy. A little more physical than what we have. I like it. I like that option. You know, I like having that type of guy. I think we needed that. You know, I think we've been kind of our defenders have been pretty well out physical, especially against Birmingham. So I think that we were due for that. Needed a player like that. So I'm pretty happy with this. What'd you think of it, Patty?
We do. Problem here is Scar has been allowed to go.
Yep.
And I see only 5 centre backs. That is very brave or very stupid.
Well, it sounds like we are keeping Aaron James at the club, and he's not going to go out on loan, and he's going to be that 6th. So I think he's using him. That's the cover. That's our 6th.
Is he better than Scar?
Is Aaron James?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, maybe not. But
okay.
If Scar wants, here's the thing, though. I think one thing, and it can be a detriment. It's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, the players will like it, but I think the club is good about trying to take care of their players.
Yeah.
And we had Dan Scar, kept him all last season. Probably didn't need, you know what I mean? We didn't need him really. He could have moved on last season and we kept him. So I think he probably wanted to get a move so he could go play. You know, at his age, he's only got a few years left. He wants to play. You know what I mean?
If you're going on the understanding that the club is being nice, and they have tended to do that with all their players, they have said they wouldn't stand in the way of any player who kind of wants to move on his career. Now, the obvious caveat there is keeping under 21s who maybe should be out on loan getting first team football. Now, if they can even be guaranteed first team football, which is another issue. You know, they may go to another team. How many minutes are they going to get? But I do feel that it's in the best interest of the club for the first 6 months or the first half of the season to have the under 21s here as cover just in case we need them. Obviously, being a legitimate part of the squad is going to be interesting for them. I know they've been playing with the first team, but they weren't the first team. You know, they weren't the first squad. So at least now they will be treated like that for the entire half of the season until January, and then we'll see if they can go out on loan and what sort of situation we're in. So pros and cons with the whole thing there. But I like the signing. I do like the signing.
Yeah. I think it's a good signing. Now, I hate to toot my own horn, but I feel like I need to toot my own horn here, and I'm going to do it on the show because me and you were sat probably right here where we're at right now, Patty, about 8-9 months ago, having a little chat. And I think I'd like to let everybody listen to this. So I think I got 3.
If we were to get only one player and it was a big signing, I would love a monster centre back right in the middle.
Monster centre back. All right. Joe Worrell. Pow! Pow! What do we think of that? I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. I was a little early. I was only one window early, but we got him. We we did get him in the end.
Yeah, it's weird. It might have felt a little bit bigger had we got him in January.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I think it would have felt bigger had we got him last January. But he's a solid enough player. I do think he improves us. I do think he gives us options in the back. Our back line is just a little bit too small sometimes. And little soft is the word of the week, I guess. And it's harsh but true, maybe, you know, with some of Parky's comments this week. I do think maybe he went a little bit far, personally, but, you know.
They were really soft goals, though. They were bad, especially the second one. I thought the second one was the worst of the two. I don't know. They were both kind of bad. And I know Viner's gotten most of the I don't know, the whatever. He's gotten the most crap, I guess, over it because he was bad on both. But I'll tell you what, if you watch the first goal, Christoph Clare absolutely manhandles Hyam. Just takes him for a ride, and there was nothing Hyam can do about it. And then because he was so physically manhandled, he didn't even jump. There's a picture of them, you know, basically you had the two center backs from, you know, Birmingham going up, and you see Hyam, and he's kind of sort of on his tiptoes, but he doesn't even leave the ground. He's
off balance. He's off balance. He had no purchase
No.
on the ground to get any sort of spring there. And they were just bundled over essentially. But this has been a problem with Hyam for a while. It was noted before the end of last season. And after the summer break, it's even more noticeable that everybody was immediately calling it out. And the reason it was getting called out is because of penalties that were given away in the box. Now, it was Cabore's penalty, wasn't it, for dragging him down? Hyam didn't give a penalty away himself.
Yeah, no, he didn't give one away.
But we were talking about it.
Yeah.
We were talking about the fact that he has a penalty in him for this.
And he gets a lot of yellow cards because he gets burnt, and he just grabs a guy, and
he's constantly hanging off jerseys.
Yeah, he is a lot. But I think we do need that big nasty guy. And I'll tell you what, I thought the last 4 games of the season where we brought Scar in to play the middle, just to be the big physical guy, and then let Hyam slide out to the right, I thought we looked really good. They're a lot better, at least in a couple of the games. Maybe not in all of them, but I thought we were better with Hyam on the right. So that's an option. Maybe you bring in Worrell to be that big monster in the middle, and and I think Suter people were talking about him coming in, and that's what he would have done. He'd have played that big middleman of our back three, and head it and kick it type guy. Very straightforward what he does. He's not not necessarily a ball playing center back, and neither is Worrell. So I think that's what we were looking for. I think we wanted that, and I think there's going to be games where we may say, you know what, we're going to have more of the ball here.
Yeah,
maybe we're better with playing a back three of Hyam, in the middle, and Viner, and
So here's a question, partly from Hip Karma's kind of comments about Suter and Falchner, and them. I'm leaving Falchner out of this because I don't think he wanted to come here. I don't think we're a big enough name for him yet,
not quite,
or whatever. That's what it appears to me. But Suter, which do you prefer?
Me?
For value as well. Do you think there is enough? First of all, do you think Suter's better?
I think Suter can be better. I think we did the right thing, though. I think we got the right one. If you consider the money involved,
the value,
and the history of injuries, which not that Worrell's not had injuries, but he's not had near the injury history that Suter had. So
I think the value proposition is better. Here's something that interests me just on that one. I will probably move on shortly, but if you look at the value we got for Worrell, I know he's older, and I know a lot of people don't like maybe the way our squad was a little age heavy in
Yeah.
demographics, but surely maybe we weren't willing to. Surely we could have found someone else of a similar mindset to have another have a back six.
Yeah.
For 2-3 million, I'm sure we could have found someone else. I don't think we were really swimming in that pool looking for bar the big guy, of course. But I think we could have got another backup who might have been happy enough being a backup in case anything happened to Doyle.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we could have done that for sure. See, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this all set up. Some of this other stuff. But yeah, no, there were definitely. I mean, you'd have liked to think there were other options, but I'll be honest. I don't hate Worrell. I think he's got good. He's got really good champion. He's a top defender at the championship years ago. Not that long ago. Maybe 4 years ago. Then he's gotten some Premier League, game time, and he's been. I'll be honest, like he wasn't bad in the, as far as defenders go in the Prem last season. So he's not terrible. Now he was not a standing, not great or anything, but he wasn't terrible. He could do a job, I think. So he's of the right level. I don't think I think he's going to end up probably surprising some people.
Yeah, that's the hope. And at the same time, if he isn't great, it's the right sort of level to take that risk. I don't think Suter was the right price for taking that sort of risk. I think the risk profile was too high.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on real quick. We'll talk about our next one that we got in, because and we can dive into more of the. We can talk. We got plenty of time till the deadline, guys. We're going to go all the way to the deadline and maybe beyond, depending on what happens. So we've got a few hours here. We can sit and talk. But let's talk about this one real quick, and then we can address some of the rumors. I see the chat's already going. DKD possibly to Wednesday sounds like could happen, which is probably a really good move for them and him. But here we go. Callum O'Hare is a red. What do you think of this one? I'll be interested your take on it.
I like it. I really like it for our level. He at least plays the right position. The idea of converting players from one position to another, there shouldn't be a reason. Now I'm going to put it straight out there. Broadhead, I'm going to be really harsh on Broadhead for everything he does this season. He's had a full season. He should have had the time. Well, he's been given enough time to figure it out. I'm sorry, Parky's tactics are not the craziest thing in the world. I know he's used to being coached to death and to know exactly what he should be doing. But I think for his skill level, he should be achieving a bit more. Now, we've discussed him to death over the year, and all the reasons why he might not be quite as good. We know he doesn't always get the support. The left side has always been the weaker side, all these reasons. But after the year now, I think this year he really needs to step it up, or he's going to find himself on the bench for the majority of the season, and he might already. I think at this point it's Callum O'Hare's position now until he's not available.
Yeah. I think I probably agree with that. I think it gives us really good depth for sure, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to play O'Hare, Broadhead, and Windass. You know what I mean? So one of the three's on the bench. So you've got really good player coming off the bench. In any way you look at it. So I think it improves us there. And I think he is. Well, I know he's a top championship player. I mean, he just is. Now he's not necessarily a goal machine. He's probably not gonna come in and score 20 goals. I don't expect that. I hope people aren't expecting that, because I don't think that's what he's gonna do. But he's got a lot of energy. He's going to work himself to death in the midfield, which Parky loves that type of player. Think probably kind of like how Rathbone is, that hard working midfielder, but I think that with maybe a little more quality on it. You know what I mean? You got more quality to him too, where he's really good at passing and he can score some really good goals too. So and get good at and he creates things. He creates things out of nothing.
He ended up with 9 and 7.
Yeah, which is great.
A nice solid number of assists and a decent set of goals there. You're aiming for 10. We've enough forward players. If they're all getting in 10 and then Windus is getting 15 or whatever, that's a significant amount of our goals covered. So if he can come up with the same sort of numbers, then that'll be perfectly fine for that position. I'm happy with that.
Tom Evans, I think this is like exactly right. If you mix Rathbone and Broadhead together, you get O'Hare. I agree with that. I think it's a really good way of putting it. Very good. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic signing. And here I think the best part of it is we had it was right before, it was the pregame presser for Sheffield United, and Chris Wilder decided to just randomly take a couple shots at Parky for no good reason. And and then Parky said, "Okay, well, I'll have your best player then." Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
You can tell how annoyed he is. Right? You can tell how annoyed he is with the club, and it's very clear he has next to nothing to do with who's staying and who's going at the club. They are all been made at the boardroom owner level, and it's you get whatever we give you. So whatever he was told last season, in order to get him to come back, was a load of bullshit. Now, maybe they believed it at the time, maybe they didn't, but they are getting closer and closer to a really good relegation battle this season. They're losing all their players. They're in a bad spot, and Wilder is not going to enjoy this whatsoever.
Yeah, they have. I'll be honest. I think their starting 11 is actually still pretty strong. The problem is they've got no depth. Their depth is gone. So I think they could struggle, especially deeper into the year when injuries start becoming more of an issue, and you've got 3 and 4 guys out. All of a sudden they're playing. They may be in this position where they're playing some kids.
Yeah,
and it just is what it is.
He was one of their most creative players.
Yeah,
and if anybody has not sat down and looked at the comments under the Sheffield United announcement of him leaving, you should. It is worth. You can do it on your phone while you're watching us or whatever. It's worth doing. It's really fun. You laugh yourself silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's I think it's fantastic. Blades podcast. Yeah, I've listened to a few today. It's been fun today just listening to some Blades the podcasts. Good stuff. Okay, so let's touch on some of the other stuff going on, rumors and whatnot. So the one kind of happening right now, the hot one is DKD to Wednesday. Sounds like. I think that's going to happen. I think it's a really good move for him. I think it looks like it's just going to be a loan. I think that's a good move for him. I still don't understand why we ever signed him. I mean, I know why we signed him. I just don't think it was necessary. We didn't need to. I mean, to be honest, we didn't need to sign him.
He got a really long contract as well.
That's the worst part.
Was it
That's
3.5 years?
Yeah,
I think it was.
made no sense. Yeah, it made no sense at all. And I told you, I know we've talked about this before, when it was about 3 days before the window closed, I think, or something like that. And me and you were kind of having a conversation offline,
If
and I
we
said,
get him, something
if
went
we end
wrong.
up with DKD, something's gone completely wrong, because it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. It would have made sense at the beginning of last summer, or during last summer, when we were kind of building
Yeah.
for the championship. But once we were in there, and he was already not good enough when we knew that. So yeah, I didn't understand that signing. See, that one upsets me more than I know people give the club a lot of stick over Cody. Okay, Connor Cody, I didn't think when we signed him, I wasn't as worried about that signing, because I thought there was a chance that could work. Whereas DKD, I never thought was going to work. You know what I mean? It was just different. You know,
I wonder how much scouting was done as part of Cody's deal. I wonder, was that deal done on name recognition?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they had to have scouted him. So, I mean, you're not just going to sign a guy and not be looking at him. But I get it, though, because he was, playing at a higher, had been playing a little bit at a higher level, not a ton. But, yeah, I don't know. I've seen people kind of compare the Worrell signing to him, which I disagree with a little bit. I don't think it's, I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it's a similar type of signing, as in, an experienced player that was getting he was a bit part player in the Prem, getting some playing time, not a lot though. But I think, Cody was 4 years older than what he is, what Worrell is. So
yeah, a little different, but shades of the same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And actually, and here's the thing, Have says, Leicester fans were questioning us why we would sign him, and they were, and I remember that. And it's actually been, I've not seen that from Burnley fans. I've actually seen a lot of good stuff from Burnley. I think they understood he wasn't going to play for them, but they said he was a good player for the club. Like none of them, I've not seen any really poor, any bad reporting on him, like anything where they didn't, think he was good enough or didn't, anything like that. So I'm not as down on that signing on him as some people are, but no. So yeah, DKD to Wednesday. That's the one that looks like that's probably going to happen yet. We'll see. We got a couple hours left. Elliot Lee left the club today.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's obviously left on loan in January. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't going to get the minutes here, which honestly, I kind of was disappointing, because I thought he could have played a role. See, and that was for me. For me, that was where I didn't like bringing in DKD, because I felt like Elliot Lee had done everything that DKD had done at the same level. He'd scored just as many goals in League One. I think he was just as good a player, but I think he wanted to go out in January so he could play. He didn't want to stay and be a bit part player, be around as, the extra, and maybe not play at all. So I understand why he wanted to go, and that's why we ended up signing DKD. But I just thought, for me, you should be trying to upgrade there, not sign a player that's already not good enough. It doesn't make sense to me. But that was my thoughts on that one. See the other rumors. So the one looks like Ashfield and James are going to stay, probably. That could change yet, but looks like Aaron James and Ashfield are both going to stay at least till January. I've seen a lot of people being kind of pissy about that, which I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, I don't mind it if you think they have a future at the club. I don't mind keeping them around a little bit, and then maybe if you want to get them game time, send them out in January. But keeping them around as an extra play. They don't cost anything on the squad as far as building the squad, so they don't take up a spot. And if you can get them in and they can play a little bit, I don't mind it too bad. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that? What do you think about that?
As I mentioned earlier about the club being nice to their players and not not standing in the way of their career.
Mm-hmm.
This decision, because they've already refused offers, this decision is the first time I would say the club is potentially standing in the way of the players' future.
Yeah.
But the caveat to that is you don't know what's going to happen in this first half of the season. If they end up getting any playtime and show that they're up to this level, what could they be by January?
Yeah.
Or if they're good enough, then we keep them in January. What could they be by the end of the season? They might be able to get a loan to a low championship club.
Yep.
Or a really top League One club where they're going to be starting or playing, So this is one of those kind of not quite a Hail Mary scenario, but it has the potential to pay off big if certain things go right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually really fair. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, absolutely. Definitely, if they can get some playing time, that's going to help their value. So anyway, you look at that.
Parky doesn't tend to give a lot of that playing time, though.
No, he doesn't.
Is the other caveat with that? It's going to be injuries.
Yeah,
I think
that is.
Yeah,
I agree. It's a fair point. But I get it. I mean, I understand what he's trying to do, but I also understand from their point of view, they want to play. You don't want to be stuck where you can't get any playing time. That's no fun for anybody.
But I do think it's important for them to go out in January. If they don't get any minutes in this first half of the season, I do think it's important that they go out in January.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Was there anything else today that Connor Cody went out? Was that yesterday that he got called out? I can't remember. It's all happened so fast.
Yeah,
I can't remember if that was this morning or yesterday. But Connor Cody's gone, which kind of all saw coming.
Yeah, the only other one that was today that hasn't become official, obviously, is Scar. The word is
no, it is official. It is.
Is it now official?
Yeah, he was Salford. That was the one. Salford announced
he was doing a medical
as a player.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been announced. He's there.
Okay.
So yeah, that Dan Scar out the door. Which I get it. He wanted to play. So, then at his age makes sense. Super score. Dalby scored again for Bolton. Dude, I was one of the few that liked Dalby, and everybody yelled at me for it. So, I'll be honest, he just didn't fit our style at the time.
He didn't fit our style. Yeah.
But he was good enough. He was a good enough player. I think he'd actually fit into what we're trying to do now better than what he did then, for sure. Now, whether he's a top end championship striker, probably not quite, but he was a good player. Dalby was a very good player. Scored some goals against really good against championship teams. We played him in the cup. I think he scored against Coventry. He scored against Sheffield United too. I think he did. He scored some big goals for us, so doesn't surprise me that he's doing well at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just looking at that result in front of it's now 2-2. This is nuts. Right. So first goal was Simmons for Bolton at minute 1. Tanganga then at minute 4. Then they went to the break and came back. Dalby scored at 67 minutes and Bamford scores at 68. How on earth do you score at 67, have the ball in your possession to restart the match, and then lose a goal within a minute?
really fast. That's how you do
Yeah.
it. You just hoof that baby up there and go straight from the kickoff, and he just hoof
Maybe
it
it was
up there.
something like
let it-
67:01 and 68:59.
Oh shoot! What is going on here? Okay.
Okay. There is a
Uh,
question there, Aaron and Paddy. How long do you
Yep.
think it will take for everyone to get used to playing each other? Now we'll answer that later because we have the board, and
Yes.
I think that's a question to answer as we put out a starting 11, so we can see how many new players are in it or how many changes would we make straight away, etc. And then I think we'll add that in there.
Yeah, we can talk about building what we think the 25 is going to look like. And we'll have a pretty good idea tonight because we'll know who's left.
Yeah.
So we'll have an idea of the numbers. But I guess the other one. So we have to talk about it. It happens every window. It didn't happen until the final day of the window to this year. But we were finally linked to Jamie Vardy today. So let's, and everybody's gonna laugh at me. I actually think it makes more sense this time than it would have ever before, because I think you could sign him as it'd be a what would you call it? Luxury. It'd be like a luxury player. You don't need him.
Yeah.
You're not going to expect him to get a ton of minutes for you, but just he come in for the last 20 minutes of a game and score a goal.
Last 20 minutes of a game, scare the crap out of people. Yeah,
he could still do it. He can still do it. I don't think that it'll happen. You know what I mean? I think it's just one of those.
I don't think so either. But you know what? I do believe that maybe we made a phone call.
It's possible.
Just asking, what sort of wages does he want?
Yeah, it's possible. You never know. Like I said, I mean, it would make sense now. Especially if we thought if we weren't getting a striker, maybe our targets, just weren't gonna come available. Whatever we were looking for, if we were looking, I'm not convinced that they were looking too hard. But I think that one, on a free, I think it makes sense if you could, because they were talking about him dropping down to League One. So I mean, I feel like you could get him. You could get him. We could get him if we wanted him, probably. But like I said, it'd be a bit part. Would he want that? He may not want that. He may still think he wants to play more. So who knows?
Okay. So here's a comment. Patrick Houghton. Oh, bring him on. I would love to have Vardy. We still have 3 years of documentary to film. And you know what? I did mention in the Discord myself that actually maybe Vardy would be interested in Wrexham for the profile, for the documentary, for the American fans, for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say I wouldn't have a heart attack if I heard the news that he had been signed as a free agent in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I honestly, it wouldn't bother me. Jeremy Williams, the question: who is Seb Revan? Is he still on the team? Yes, he's still on the team. He is injured. He played left wing back for us in the League One season, and then we sent him out on loan last season, and then he got injured, and so he would have been one that would have went out on loan again, I think, this season if he wasn't injured. Maybe look in January. He'd probably go out on loan if he gets healthy. But I think he's just stuck for the time being because of the injury. Vardy would look good in the Deadpool costume. It would be fun. I mean,
Do you know? And do you know what? I would not be surprised if he turned up to training the first day in one. Seriously. I could see it.
You never know. You never know. Oh shoot! Yeah, like I said, I think just because before it was always like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. We're not doing that. That was just never. a thing. But I think if he was willing to play a bit part, and we got the extra squad spot available, then why not? I think he can. I mean, he was scoring goals last season in Italy. I think he could still absolutely score goals in the championship. He was scoring the year before that. He was scoring a ton of goals in the Prem still. He'd worth it on shirt sales alone. Yeah, probably would. Yeah, it would. I wouldn't be. I would. I know there's probably a lot of people that would be against it. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me one bit.
There's a lot of drama around him and his wife. There's I can see why people would be kind of don't want to deal with that. Yeah.
And maybe that's fair. Oh, it'll be fun. It will be funny if it happens, though. That would be funny. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm kind of watching X as I to go see what kind of rumors are popping up. But I'm not seeing nothing crazy at the moment involving us anyway. Kind of keeping an eye on other championship teams too. See, I think Swansea had a move for a player that fell through today. I think that what was it? They were looking to get a player from Millwall, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe Millwall was looking to get a player from Swansea and it fell through. One way it was. I can't remember which way that was going.
Okay, there was a very small rumor that popped up. Mm-hmm. Do you think there is anything at all in the rumor that we did reach out again to Swansea about Kapotnik?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think
they're asking way too much for him. I think.
Yeah, for one, they'd want way too much money. Two, I don't know. I just don't think he works for us because when you talk about, I don't know. I don't think he does much. I think he's that type of striker that just, he just, he's either great and he scores 2 goals in a game, or you don't even know he played. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of one of those, and I don't think that's Parky's type, Great player. I mean, you can't, I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything. I think I don't think he works for us necessarily.
Yeah. In the comments there, they're saying Karim Benzema as a free agent. He's coming back from Al Hilal. Do you think he has enough money coming back from there?
Yeah, I don't think so. Don't think that's so. Aziz to Brighton. Yeah, that one's been in the works. That was kind of waiting for that one to pop off. I hadn't seen it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I think basically Aziz had to put his foot down and say, stop fucking about with the transfer price. Yeah. I want to go. So
I'll be honest. I'll be fair though. I don't think they got enough for him. I think it sounded like, I think it was like 15 million was or maybe it was 12 rising to 50, something like that. To me, I remember seeing I saw the number earlier today. And I was like, it's not enough. That seems nowhere near enough.
Do you know what I have been noticing though is I've been looking at a lot of the deals for the lower end Prem teams, and I'm like, they are getting some monstrous deals for cheap transfers of very good players, and I'm like, that's the Prem factor. Yeah. Is these players want to go there because it's the top level, and they're basically telling their clubs, look, I'm going. Yeah. You are not taking this away from me. And the story. So get what you can get, but I'm not passing this deal down. You don't want me here if you refuse this deal for me. Like, has to be that case for the lower end.
Let's see. Trying to see if anything else is popping up. This is not necessarily championship talk, but the Malik Fofana deal in the Prem. Have you been watching that at all? Between Sunderland and Crystal Palace?
Yes. Yeah, I saw some comments on it. And
Sunderland
if it's true.
Yeah. Sunderland had a deal accepted. Apparently, he was on the way to Sunderland for a medical. Crystal Palace hijacked it. He was headed to Crystal Palace for a medical. Sunderland re-hijacked it. And then apparently I think that one's going to stick. It does look like he's going to Sunderland now. So Fofana to Sunderland, that's pretty funny. Funny how that went, how that ended up. Arsenal wanted him initially, did they? That's interesting. You just thought they could have got him.
Yeah, there was two teams in there. I think it probably was Arsenal as the first one. So he was supposed to be going to one team in London, and the Sunderland wanted him, and then they stole him.
Maybe that's what it was.
Then Crystal Palace came in,
okay,
and as another Prem team, and stole him again, and then it went back up to Sunderland, and they were waiting on him to come and do a medical, and they weren't aware that he'd changed his mind and moved because they. That rumor said that what got it over the line was in the end they offered a stack of cash to his what do you call it? His agent.
Agent? Really?
Yeah, agent fees. They whacked up the agent fees apparently. Now maybe the agent is a family member or something that it makes a difference.
Right.
I don't know.
Dad or something.
But that's how it was said it finished. It was the agent's fees. So maybe they're related or something. That often happens. You have multiple family members doing deals with agent fees or whatever.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's fun. Okay, well, 47 minutes in, not a lot going on. Doesn't look like. It looks like Harrison Burrows could be going to Burnley. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if it's going to happen for sure or not. So that'd be another starter leaving Sheffield United. He's their left back. So that's a possibility. I don't know. I guess we want to talk about the. I can pull up the tactical board if you want. We can go through. And
let's go through everybody we have. Because we're only talking about the new ones today.
All right. Let's do that. Bring that up real quick. Okay. And we'll have to probably make some adjustments. I don't think I had it updated. But
okay. Here's just let's cover this while you're getting organized there.
Okay.
Alex has an interesting one here. Lots of high-end names were thrown around, and Parky couldn't bring any of them over the line. Don't think he's respected enough by those type of players as an EPL level manager. Now, without throwing too much shade at Parky, just in general, the idea that yes, there was a lot of high-end players that we were looking at and didn't get any of them, I think is fair.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What's your impression and take on that?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at players that are in the Premier League and it's not easy to convince them to drop down the Championship. I don't care who your manager is. And there may be something to maybe there is something to some of them don't think they don't hold him in a high regard. That's a possibility. But I just don't think, they're not moving to any other Championship teams either. You know what I mean? That's honestly, I think we probably were aiming a little high. I thought that anyway.
Yeah.
With some of the players we were getting linked with, I thought if we're actually looking at that, then I feel like we're missing the boat. You know what I mean? I think we're shopping in the wrong. We're trying to shop in a bigger pond than we needed to be.
I don't mind them trying it because something has to start the ball rolling. When you get that one really top end player, it can help convince others to join a little bit. But I think there's a kind of a simple way to look at this. And how I look at that is we've not even made a Championship playoff yet.
Yeah.
That's the simple truth of it.
Yep.
You know, we got very close last season, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
right beside it, but we have not been in a championship playoff yet. So to say that our name alone commands respect, maybe a little bit for the money and other reasons, but we're not there yet. We're not at that upper echelon of when they hear your name, ooh, that's a good club. They'll be going up soon, you know, or they'll be shooting for it most years. So we need to get there, and it's really important to get our playoff shot this year and kind of prove it's not a one year only. And then we're bouncing around, and then are we a mid-table team? Are we not? Do we know how to spend our money and put a team together? You know, it's really important, because if we don't start doing that, it's very easy to be labeled they've got money but they've no clue.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, big season this year, I think.
Yeah.
From that point of view. Now, of course, Steve Nixon is coming in. That makes things a little bit different, more professional, and that's a topic we'll get on to later, because that's a big topic. But it's a long topic as well. So
yeah, Freck would have been nice. Yeah, my main thing with Freck was I wanted him to sign only because I wanted to hear Josh call him fuck in the middle of a game. You know, it's holy fuck. That was definitely going to happen, and so I'm a little disappointed that one didn't happen. Yeah, I think it's. I do think we were shooting like, the Faulkner, that one. He's not in the Prem, but he's in a team that got in the Champions League. You're trying to talk a guy into turning down Champions League football to come play in the Championship.
We might have gotten that over the line if they didn't make.
Had they not qualified, I think we probably would have got.
We might have. I think we threw too much money at it. Looking at the apparent bids of other teams, I think we were throwing too much money at it. But I'm not totally against it when you're going for someone maybe a little bit out of your league.
For sure.
So,
I think the link to like Nemicha, or however you say it, from Leeds, the striker, attacking player from Leeds. I was just one that was just like, God, I just don't. He'd be a great player to get. I just couldn't see him drop. Like, it didn't. Like, he was getting decent minutes at Leeds. I don't know why he'd want to drop. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, it was a weird one. And you'd like to think, they're not just offering that to the clubs and not having at least some sort of an idea that those players were interested. You know what I mean? You'd think they'd have to, an agent or somebody's had to have said, hey, he might be willing to do this, Solch, that's another one. Solch was a pipe dream. For the championship, he would have been way too good. Would have been great to get him over the line. And they're selling players. But it's just, and I think, and that's the thing, like, that's the weird thing. We can actually, money-wise, we could actually compete with a lot of the top European competitions, maybe not all the teams in those competitions, but we can compete with a lot of teams that are playing in, Liga or
you're talking maybe not the top two, but you're talking top 6 teams. You would convince some of those players and have the resources to pay them well enough to get them to come over.
So it's doable. There's teams that do it, but a lot of the transfers you see, though, you'll see them coming out of second divisions and other. You'll see guys coming out of the second division in Germany or the second division in France. I think those are players that are more gettable for the championship team. So we're definitely. Even honestly, just get Comier over the line. I think it's a fantastic signing. I think to be able to get him, basically we outbid a Bundesliga team, and we did. We know that. He would have been fine I think he was happy to go to Hamburg, and they just couldn't match the money. So I think that's a top signing. I think he's gonna.
Yeah.
People are gonna really like it. I'll tell you what. The first half he looked shaky. He looked a little bit like he wasn't quite sure what he needed to do. He looked really good in the second half, though. I thought once we got on the front foot a little bit and we got going, he started to figure it out. You could see he was starting to fit in. You know, he really started coming into the game in that second half. So the more he plays, the better he's going to get. I think he's going to end up being a really good. He may be the signing of the summer, all said and done.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Kim Pritchard asks, "Hi guys, are we still in the hunt for more additions? What's your thoughts?"
I don't think so.
Honestly, it's probably too late now, unless something special popped up, you know, as a loan type deal. I don't think it just we probably would have been linked by now. We would have probably heard something. So I think we're probably done. There's a couple possible outgoings we're still waiting on. I still think there's a chance Dabo goes. I know Watford were interested, but that kind of has gone quiet. So I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I heard that it was an issue with his wages.
Could be.
But Watford is particularly cheap.
Yeah.
They're tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
O'Hare in tomorrow's squad. Maybe we were talking about that offline. I think he had to be ready. I think we had to have the paperwork done by noon today. I don't know if we did or not. I think that's the question, whether we got the paperwork in time, and we may have. I have no idea.
I think we did. It was 10 a.m. UK time when it was started to be reported that the paperwork is done, that he's signed.
Okay, so we may have.
I expect so.
Yeah. There was a rumor going around. Josh had mentioned it in our chat, and I'd seen it a couple places. There's a rumor of Broadhead possibly being injured, but then there was nothing said about it in Steve Parkin's presser today. So I don't know if he's injured or not. That could just been a rumor that was going around, but it's possible. I don't know. So if that's the case, I could see O'Hare straight in.
Here's a question.
But if not, I don't know.
How do you pull someone from the team without pulling them from the team? You don't mention you don't mention it in the press conference that he's injured.
Yeah.
Rumors start floating that he got injured in training, which was never said officially by anybody.
Right.
And then come tomorrow if he's not playing.
But you know what though? I don't think Parky plays those games really.
I think he just.
If he's gonna bench him, I think he just bench him. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be sneaky about it. I don't think he needs to. If you want to throw O'Hare straight in, he just throw O'Hare straight in, and it is what it is. He's done it before, so I don't. I understand what you're saying. I don't think he'd do it. I don't think he needs to. But you know, because if you need an excuse, you can always say, well, you know, played a game the other day, quick turnaround, got a player that's ready to go. Yeah, we're playing him. You know, you could use that if you wanted to. You don't have to, but so yeah, I don't know. Southampton up 2-1 on Birmingham. That's at Birmingham, isn't it? I think it's at Birmingham.
Yeah, I think I think it was.
They're hard to beat at home, so that'd be a big one for Southampton. Don't remember what I predicted for that one, but I have to check now. Let's see. Check my results here. I'm not doing good. It's all gone to shit. Oh boy. Well, what happens? But yeah, I did predict a win for them actually against Birmingham. Okay. Oh, back to 1-1. What happened? No goal got ruled off. Offsides probably, I assume. Yeah, I don't know. Paul Coleman, we're in a loop at the moment. Bought good players in the past. Parky can't get a tune out of them. Therefore, says he needs better players. Can he get a tune out of this squad? Better tactics needed. I'll push back on that, Paul, and here's why. I think if you look at what we've done this summer, we're replacing players that were League One level players. I think that's for them. I mean, realistically, what we've done is I'll tell you what we've done in this window. We've not had the blowaway signing that we all wanted, but what we have done is we've raised the floor. The squad is better than it was last season by a long shot.
It is. We can discuss this later if we have time, but I would push back a little bit on it's only League One we're getting rid of. Because if you look at it in totality since last summer and all the signings we made last summer, we did have people that just weren't up to the mark and maybe weren't great signings. So
there were bad signings.
So that's part of it too.
Yeah.
They can't get a tune out of them. Well, is that because they were bad signings alone, or is that because he can't get a tune out of someone? And a mix so. That's something that, again, long stories. We can see which ones we actually get to.
Yeah, I understand. Anyway, I guess now we can bring up. Let's bring
it up and go through the 25 that it looks like we're going to be playing with.
So there's the tactical board as it sits. I think that's everybody. Guys, if you see a mistake, holler at me. I guess I could add Ashfield. I don't have him on here. Let's see, add him.
Okay.
I've got the ones in black are the players that don't take up a squad spot. What number is Ashfield? 45? Is that right? I think that's right. That's right.
No, but why on earth is Akome wearing 3?
Why not?
I don't like it.
Why? That's a left back number.
He's not playing left back.
Yeah, but we don't have a left back, so he's playing left wing back. Same thing. I don't mind it.
I do.
I like that.
Who was number 3 last year?
Was
Brunt. No one using it?
It was Brunt.
Brunt's number.
Yep.
He obviously wanted it. I don't think that's the sort of number you just hand to him and say, "That's yours."
No,
anyway,
that was his number. That was his number.
Important.
That was his number at his previous team. So
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's what he likes.
I still don't like the number 3 running up and down the wing.
Okay.
But whatever, minor thing.
Yeah. All right, so let's count them out. Let's so we'll count the ones in red and we'll see what we've got here. So we'll go 1, 2, Smith and Moore. Cadamarchi doesn't count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now DKD is the one that could go, but he hasn't yet, so we'll leave him there. That's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then I think it's going to be 2 goalies, so I think it'll be Patterson and Ward because that's what he did last season. So Burton won't be registered. That's 25. Now, the sounds of it, DKD's going. So I'm going to pull him off.
Yeah, sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to answer a question here.
Yep.
Where is it else? Is the window closed already? No, it is not officially closed. It looks like our business is done for the night, except maybe a couple of late outgoings.
Mm-hmm.
So no, not officially.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you pulled DKD, right? Reason for pulling DKD is we believe he's in the middle of a medical, and likely going out on loan.
Yeah.
So that gives us 1 free spot. The other option was supposed to be Dobson as well going out.
Yep.
Rumors are that that's not happening. Deals couldn't be done, although it's possible that there's something still happening there. But Would you want to be getting rid of Dobson? I don't think we have the cover. I know we've Thomason, but he's out for 10 weeks now as well.
Thomason's out, which I'll be honest, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think initially we'll register him either.
No.
I think he'll be left off at least until he gets healthy.
Get closer. Yeah.
Yeah. That way, just he kind of cut, because you never know. He may not get healthy. He may end up not being able to get healthy. So I think they'll leave that open just in case, they decide to bring in a free agent or something. But yeah, I think so. So assuming DKD goes, that leaves us, that's 24. That leaves us an open spot. So,
and that's a spot we may replace with a free agent.
Right.
At some early point.
Yeah. Jamie Vardy.
Just to put a name out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thomason then. We might as well pull him to the side.
Yeah.
Unless they're aware of it being bigger than 10 weeks.
Right.
I think they'll keep it open as injury cover as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
We don't have anybody else to put in there, really. And if DKD goes, we don't need to pull anyone else out either.
Yeah. No, I don't.
So we actually have space to allow Thomason to keep that position.
Yep.
Without considering,
right,
we actually need to drop him out because of the injury. And sorry, but we need someone else in.
It's very similar to what we did with Rathbone last season.
Yeah.
Where we left him out of the squad. We left that position open just in case, an emergency popped up and we needed it. But, he had his injury. Once he got healthy, he got registered and came in. So I think it'll be something very similar with Thomason. I guess I could do this because Kikache's still hurt. That's another one. Where are we at with him?
Longman. Yeah.
Longman's right now. I think that's your two.
Setup.
I think Longman's the backup left wing back, and Akome's obviously the starter. And then Emre's your starter on the right, and Kabore backs him up. Which honestly, I think that's fantastic. I love that actually. As our two right wing backs, I think those are two great players. And Kabore, I'll tell you what, he made a couple mistakes. Overran a couple balls. It was
he was like an excited little puppy.
But I'll tell you what, man, he come out with that burst of pace, and they couldn't deal with it. They struggled. They were struggling. He almost got an assist. What was it? I think it was Kiefer at the back post. Almost scored, I think. Had a really good ball into him. So he created a chance. It was, I think, probably would have been unfair on Birmingham because I think they were the better team for sure on the day. But yeah, we could have got something out of that. But I liked that, that because that pace. He's the only player we have like that's got that kind of pace. Yeah. And he's just got tons of it. So yeah, him off the bench and about the 75th minute and just turn him loose. I like it. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I think that's where we're at. I guess if you want, we could talk about a starting lineup. What do you think as far as our starting lineup should be?
Yeah, so some of it's obvious. Doyle is the obvious starter.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, I agree.
Then we have Hyam and Worrell. I think Worrell goes in for straight away.
I do too. I think so too.
So push him forward and pull Hyam back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Viner and Cleworth on that right hand side. I think Viner is the starter right now. I would not be surprised to see Cleworth get a start.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I would not be surprised at all if Max starts the game tomorrow.
Yep.
Just because Parky was so hot about that performance, and I know Viner's caught a lot of it, but I don't think Hyam covered himself in glory either. I think he's mad at both of them.
Yeah.
You know,
So
because I think for me, ideally, I think for me, what I think is our best probably back three is probably Hyam on the right. Defending wise, I think he's a better defender than Viner. Now, what Viner's not been getting credit for, he gets forward really well too. A lot like Doyle, actually. He can get up and play around. Now I know he's given a few balls away, and he got some stick for that. And I think one of the first games, but I think he can do that. So in games where we're going to be in control, where we're playing teams that are probably bottom of the table teams, I think Viner's probably a good option there. But as far if we're going to be playing defensively, maybe we're playing at a West Ham where we don't think we're going to have a lot of the ball. I could see a Worrell in the middle and Hyam on the right. I think would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I don't think Hyam's great on the right either.
Okay.
I think once you take him out of the center, I don't think he's great. Not that he's comparing it to what he is in the center. But Viner, I think he's still learning on the job. Imre is new. They're still getting to figure each other out. I saw some good signs for Viner. I'm not writing him off yet. He had some bad passes. He had some issues in the match. So I absolutely think that this is the opportunity to honestly swap him out, give Kluivert the start. I wouldn't move Hyam over because he's also on the shit list.
Yeah.
So he doesn't deserve the chance on the right-hand side either, which means it's now perfect situation for Kluivert. And if you give him this opportunity, maybe he messes it up. And look, if he does, then he's in trouble. Then he's like a backup for the entire season, potentially. But I do think it's fair to give him a shot and see, can he really step up here? You know, can he take that opportunity with the extra adrenaline that it might give him for saying, oh, well, I can take this spot back here. You know, he's in the doghouse. If I can actually make this spot mine again, I think he deserves that shot, actually. And I think it's perfect timing to give him that shot. And Viner was starting to do things like he did with the overlaps. The only thing for Kluivert is that he didn't really make any attacks when he was up there. When he was playing with Kabore, it was obvious he was passing the ball to Kabore, and nothing kind of attacking wise was going to come from him. He was just an outlet to help Kabore get into position to pass the ball in, which isn't the end of the world. I don't think it's a terrible problem, but he likes to attack from the opposite side with headers and get in around the box and get a foot on the end of something. So I'd like to see it, and I think that's the most likely option, actually. Maybe that Max goes in there, but of course, if you do that, you have two new people on that back line. So now you got Worrell and you've got Max coming back in, and they don't know each other at all. But
it's. I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. Do you want Worrell in there with, you know, like you say, two brand new players jumping in? Not that Max is brand new, but he's not played this season. So, it's interesting. I don't know.
It's an interesting one. It is on that there. Can't wait to see that tomorrow. See what he does decide to do.
So, for sure.
So we keep going then. We covered the wings. We're comfortable with those. Imre Kabore and Ikome Longman is the obvious pair setups there for those. So midfield, is Parky going to really strip the team apart? Does he have any issues with O'Brien and Whiteman? I think James might come back in.
I could see James coming in for Whiteman. I don't think Whiteman was bad.
No, and I think he can sit Whiteman on the viewpoint. You're still new.
Yeah,
you're still learning everybody's patterns. We're gonna give you a break. We're gonna put James back in. He kind of knows everybody. He's solid. You know, you're gonna get your chance again. So it's not a I'm doing this as a punishment type thing. It's just, okay, you've had your shot. You still need more time. You need more time with the team, but you'll go back in later. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Matty James, as long as Matty James is healthy, I could definitely see him coming in. So for me, it sounds like we're in agreement. Probably Whiteman or O'Brien and James probably starters tomorrow.
Yeah, probably.
And then sounds like Sheaf's
closer. Yeah, back in
don't
training.
know if he's quite there. I don't know if he'll be in the squad or not.
Depends on fitness levels then as well. Like how much fitness does he need to get back with the timeout, and that's an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that ends up, who he puts in the squad. And then I guess moving forward, what about our 10s? Sounds to me like Windass is getting a start tomorrow. That was maybe I took it wrong, but it sounds to me like
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's Windass here.
And and if everything is going okay, I would say with this might be one of the first taken off tomorrow. Then to give him that rest after doing 60 minutes.
Yep, I agree with that. So who you start on the other side?
I would bring in O'Hare.
I would start him.
Yep. I'd start him straight away. That's an interesting one because you're going to start Akome as well. But Akome doesn't know anybody, so what difference does it make?
Right, yeah.
Like, what difference does it make if it's Broadhead or if it's O'Hare to Akome? It doesn't really.
Yeah, probably doesn't.
More knows.
Here's the other thing too. Broadhead may be injured. We're not sure.
Yeah, well, if Broadhead is injured, absolutely you make the swap.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer. Even if he had a small injury or whatever, in training, you would just swap it.
Yeah, even if it's stupid like a twisted ankle or something, just let's not risk it. It's a long season,
and I could still see Broadhead being on the bench.
Right.
Like it might have been something really small.
Yeah.
But okay, well, let's swap you out, leave you on the bench, and maybe we'll bring you in because he might also like O'Hare to only do 65 minutes.
Right.
Tomorrow, if he puts him in as well, so Broadhead could still take the end of the match.
Yeah.
If he's fit and healthy.
I mean, the good thing with O'Hare is he should be match fit. I mean, he's been playing, so he should be fine as far as that goes. We shouldn't have to worry about having to get him up to speed. So physically, I think he'd be okay. The one thing, it does seem like Akome, I think he had 1 or 2 days training before the game to settle in, if I'm remembering that right. Is that right? Seems like it.
It wouldn't.
So O'Hare, I don't know if he's gotten any training, if they trained today, maybe very little. But again, I think if Broadhead's out, then you'd probably do throw O'Hare in.
Okay. Are we playing Moore? Because Moore has familiarity with O'Hare.
I think Smith's due a start. I would like Smith to start. Yeah, I think he's due. And I think these are going to be the type of games where he's going to get a start because you got a 3-game week where, we've played on the Friday and then we've turned around back around. Now we've had a little bit of extra time because we've played on the Friday and then Wednesday. So it's not a complete short week, super really short week. But I think if you're going to give Kiefer a rest, at least for, 60 minutes, 70 minutes, whatever, I think that makes a lot of sense. And Smith's been fine when he's coming. He played well in the preseason. He's done well. I mean, most of us were assuming he was going to be the starter, as well as he played in the preseason. So, I wouldn't surprise. I actually would probably be more surprised if Moore didn't or if Moore did start, would be more surprising to me. So I think it's Smith tomorrow.
Yeah, if we're expecting Parky to do rotations between Smith and Moore on the short weeks, then yes, the obvious thing is to do it. And if he doesn't do it tomorrow, then certainly the weekend then would make the obvious answer there. Now, if you had O'Hare, Windass, and Smith starting, that could be a vicious front three with the movement and speed and of them. Like now, I'm not saying they're amazingly fast before someone in the comments throws it out. Oh, they're slow.
No, but the attack,
we're not talking Premier League level here.
No, but I'll tell you what, those three on a counter attack
and movement,
that's for sure. Yeah, I'm totally with you. That could be dangerous, really dangerous. Actually, like that a lot. I like it a lot. That'll be fun. That could be a lot of fun. Those three, just think of those three plus Imre jumping in because he's getting involved too because he loves getting involved.
And Imre is now attacking in as well.
He's absolutely that's one thing I've noticed. He is so much more attacking than I think any of our wingbacks have ever been. Like he's willing to. He attacks like a winger. You know what I mean? He's not where a lot of our guys were. Get to the byline and cross it. He's running a goal. He's taking the ball. He's running a goal. He's not messing around with it. I really like the way he plays. He's a lot of fun to watch.
He is. He will need to figure out with Windass very quickly patterns of play for the two of them.
Yeah.
Because it makes a big difference if Imre stays out on the wing and puts the ball in, or if Imre is going to cut in and make an attacking run because he'll be running straight into Windass.
But I think it's when we've got more of the ball and we're trying to break a team down, it's a little different, where you can't necessarily just run at goal, where they're going to have to do some of that more intricate work, where they're, we got some patterns going and trying to work themselves open. That stuff, and that's going to come with time. I mean, that's part of that bedding in where, we just got to see, it's just going to take time. It just is. Kabore, I mean, that was one of the biggest issues I think with Kabore was it never quite looked like him and Josh quite got on the same page in that type of a sense. He was always good on the counterattack because of speed, but it was when we had more of the ball and we were trying to break teams down, that's where he couldn't really use his pace. That's where Kabore kind of struggled, it seemed like. And so that's what we're gonna have to work on with Imre. That's going to be, a big thing for him this season.
Comment here from Michael about our starting trio up the front. Parkinson doesn't have the balls to start those three together.
You know what? He might. He may.
Might.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to see. Josh, we got a new guy in the chat, Josh Anthony. What's this? Do we like the Cal signing? Yeah, we love the Cal signing. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great signing. I don't think he's gonna, like I said earlier, I don't think he's gonna come in and score 20 goals this season. But he may get 20 goal contributions. You know what I mean? He nearly did last season. And he may not quite get that, but if he gets, if he can get 8 goals and 8 or 9 assists, I mean, that's a great season. It just is. Well, what did he have last year? 9 goals and 7 assists. Is that right? Is that what it was? Something like that. I mean, if we can get that, that's great. That'd be great.
Yeah. Did you notice we had a guest in the background?
Did we? I didn't even see him. He must have finally woke up from his nap. He's been napping all day. He does these shows where he talks about building cops and stuff. I don't know if you people know who we might be talking about. Ken's in the background. What's up, buddy?
Hey boys.
How we doing?
So Is Vardy starting tomorrow?
I think that's what I heard. Vardy
Next week.
straight in the squad.
Next week.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, one of my first calls today will be to one of my mates who's a Burnley fan to ask him about Worrell.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think of that one? Wait, you like it? Don't like it?
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Look, the guy's experienced. He's an honest player. I mean, Jesus, Viner and Hyam got absolutely mugged in the Birmingham game.
Yeah,
Got absolutely mugged. Now, it's partly our own fault. Like, seriously, like, how is, like, you know, that's where they're going with the corner.
Yeah.
How are those guys let get so close and not at least be interrupted with, you know, to slow them down, because they were both in
big
exactly
guys.
the same spot.
They're big guys.
They
It's not
are.
that simple
Yeah,
to do.
so Viner's a big guy.
Easy.
I'm
Viner's a
with
big
Ken
guy.
here. I'm with Ken here. I think they were. I thought Hyam and Viner were both really soft, and I thought
Weak.
there was not enough fight back there. And
They should have done better, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to be as tall as a guy to hold a guy off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
Ken,
anyway,
who are you starting in the back line tomorrow?
Oh,
And
okay. Who am I starting in the
who
back
do-
line tomorrow?
And who do you think Parky's starting in the back line tomorrow? Because we've already covered this.
Oh, okay. Well, I think Doyle, obviously.
Yeah.
And then probably Worrell and Hyam.
Do you think Hyam's going to get moved out and rewarded by staying on the pitch?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. I mean, look, and I think that's what Parky will do. But like, you know, who knows right now? Like,
I think that's probably. I think that's what he'd like to do. I think he might be so mad at Hyam and Viner both, though, that Max gets a start. That's kind of what we've been talking about. Is because of the way they play. You know, they got physically dominated against.
I'll tell you what.
Birmingham.
Yesterday, I thought all Josh Anthony's Christmases had come at once, because when we'd signed Worrell, I thought in the next 24 to 30 hours, we could see Max Cleworth being sold. But that didn't happen.
Hashtag
actually-
save Max.
Hashtag save Max. And just on that as well, Max is now the last player we have from the National League days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that Lee's gone.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
crazy.
So that's what I think we're starting in the back line. I mean, does Callum O'Hare come straight in? Maybe. Windass will start. Who starts in the midfield? What do you say? What do you boys say?
I think we settled on. I think O'Brien was
O'Brien
great,
and
but I think
James.
he keeps his spot, and then James probably comes back in.
Yeah.
I don't think Whiteman was necessarily bad, but I think James has been good, and I think we probably could have used him. I think for me, I think he's just a little better on the ball, I think, than Whiteman. Maybe I've just not seen enough of Whiteman, but I feel like to control the ball a little bit better, I think James is just that little bit better at that. So we kind of went with O'Brien and James.
Mhm.
I like Whiteman. I just think he needs more time with the patterns of play of the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Also, sounds like
breaking. Matt
Ashfield
reporting-
may be going to Peterborough. Ooh.
A loan or a signing?
Boy, it'd be late for a signing. Probably a loan.
That
They'd be pushing it for.
Yeah, they'd be pushing it to get a signing, full signing.
that's a really good move by Wrexham, because Peterborough will play him.
Yeah, they
And
will.
If you are
They will,
either
yeah.
A, trying to develop him to keep him, or B, develop him to sell him, he's got to get minutes.
Yeah, and I think Ashfield has less chance of getting minutes with us, actually. So
Yeah, I do too. He's going to struggle to get minutes. So
Yeah, see, he should have started in the midfield tomorrow.
yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No, but in saying that, Lewis O'Brien, finally, Parky listened to you, Aaron. He's got him back there in that defensive mid position, and he's been one of the shining lights in our 2.3 game start to the season.
Hey, this is something. I've not got to say this yet. I was thinking of this the other day. Okay, so and because it's been a few days since we signed him, but the other day when we were doing our little breakdown, what was it, week 2 ago, whatever it was, I said for me, the most important thing was to get 2 wingbacks in. Because I said I'd rather get 2 wingbacks in and nobody. Because remember at the time it was we're getting an attacking mid and a center back, and there were we weren't linked with any kind of wingbacks. And I was like, I think it's more important to get those 2 than to get anything else. And then boom, boom, we got those 2 done. I was like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I think if that was you and I having that conversation on air.
Yeah, I can't remember what show we were doing. We were doing a show. We were talking about. We were having that talk, and we were talking about that on a show. And I couldn't remember which one it was, but
I don't know whether you've noticed our private chat, but after today's results, John Merrill
I just saw
to post the table. What a tool!
Boy.
What a tool! No one likes it.
What a loser! Doesn't he know there's games tomorrow?
Well, Josh Anthony, I was about to put this out there. Psychological, not physical.
No idea.
It has to be. I'm sorry. Like you don't stay injured this long without somebody mentioning what's wrong with you physically, what happened, or what extra injury you're after getting. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. I was doing my best Wilson impression from Home Improvement. over Josh's comment. That was good. But no, yeah, and terrible for him if it is. But anyway, I mean, look, it is what it is. He's not on the pitch. Wing backs, yeah, to your point, Aaron, you know, Imre, Kabore, that side, at the moment, you know, other side, well, you know, who's starting, you know? It's not Kakache, obviously, is it?
Yeah.
Until Kakache is back fit and able to play at a high level, we're light on our wing backs again.
Yeah.
Now, not terribly light, but we're too light if we get any more injuries.
We're one injury away from being light.
Yeah.
And I like Akame. I thought he's solid. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I do too. I like him.
A bit of time, I think he'll come good. He looked good to me in that second half.
Yeah, you know, like literally just signed, doesn't know anybody, hasn't got used to how people play in the first game. Give him 3 or 4 games, and he'll really meld into this side quite well because he suits our style of play.
Yeah, I think so.
And then up front starting tomorrow. Is Windass getting on the pitch tomorrow to start?
Yeah, I think we'll start.
Yeah, sounds like it. I think
Windass, Rathbone, Smith.
I hope it's Windass, O'Hare, Smith.
Oh, that'd be even
But
better.
it's just whether did O'Hare get? I don't know. We've talked about it. We're not sure whether the paperwork got done in time or not.
There's a comment here earlier saying he signed at 11:31, which means he's eligible.
No, the comment that is actually stating that BBC reported it at 11:31, which is before the 12, because it was actually noted in our Discord that the signature had been done at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So that was even 2 hours then, potentially, if that was correct at the time, that they had been told that the signature has happened.
I think I can say with a fair bit of confidence, even if he doesn't start, he'll get minutes tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think he'll certainly come on for 15, 20 minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing, I think Windass and maybe O'Hara, that's the one that's up in the air. But I could see them both coming on and getting 60 minutes and then being rotated off tomorrow.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. Like,
yeah,
it's a long season. I mean, we're gonna be, you know, taking a while to hit our stride, in my opinion, and we're just gonna have to buckle in, get ready for that.
Yeah. And if you swap them out, then later you could have Longman and Kabore whipping in corners as crosses in for more towards the end of the match. That actually would be fairly good, because they know what to do with more. Get that ball into the right place and let him get his head on it. So I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So is anything else going to happen in this window?
A couple of players out, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, it sounds like DKD off to Wednesday. I'm waiting to hear that one, and then
that is so surprising to me. Are Wednesday going to be any good this year?
Yeah, I think
they got much better owners now.
I think they're going to be really good.
Yeah, hopefully they are, because DKD needs to shine. I am really surprised DKD was willing to go down to League One. He's only after coming up. He needs to prove himself as a championship player. Like
here's the thing, though. If you look at it this way, he's on championship wages. So maybe for him, it's you know what? I know I'm good at that level. I'm going to be making more money. Go down there, score a ton of goals again.
Yeah,
players
but
want to play.
But Watford were after him too.
Possible.
Watford were after him too, and apparently it broke down because they weren't willing to pay enough of his wages. But I'm like, okay, what does the club do if DKD just says no? I'm sorry, I'm not going back to League One. I came up to be promoted, to be in the Championship. I'm not going back down. Now you have a choice. You either do a deal with Watford or you eat my entire wage. Now, I know you do, like you say, they do want to play. You don't necessarily want to be hard-nosed or whatever, but he has the club by the balls. He's only after signing a 3.5-year deal. 6 months ago. Like
we don't have. It's not the end of the world if we don't let him go. He can.
But isn't that also potentially a good thing for him if we have no choice but to keep him on the bench?
Not if he wants to play. Not if he wants to play. I guess it really just depends on how much he wants to play.
Yep.
Unless he goes.
Because I'll be honest with you. If he went to Watford, I don't see him getting in that team either.
I think Watford's going to have a pretty tough season. says me, with Wrexham sitting in 22nd spot after 3 games. But I do think they're going to have a tough season. I think that, it's going to be very, very interesting to see with him. Look, I guess, some players want to hold teams over a barrel and want to keep their money and do whatever. Other players just want to play, and most athletes want to play. So, and I'm with you, Paddy. He wanted to play in the Championship. Why else would you come over? And then now he's going back. Like, going back down's a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but it might be like it's a bit of both. I think you're both right in certain respects, because I think it's like the whole thing of, well, I'm going to get plenty of minutes. I'm going to be a good player in League One, and I'm still going to get paid well. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's think about. Let's assume it's a year loan and he stays there for the entire season. What gets him back to the Championship faster? Getting Sheffield Wednesday promoted and actually scoring and looking good, or being in a Watford side and maybe not having as many minutes but looking okay in a Championship squad and showing you're good enough to be Championship level?
I think there's a possibility your answer could be right in our comments here, Paddy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think we're going to lose Doyle to the Prem by January? We're in 15th spot come January, and he's played well, and a couple of Prem teams have had some injuries, and they need some backup, and they come knocking. All of a sudden, Callum Doyle's like, well, I'm not going to get to the Prem this year with Wrexham.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If that's the case, I think that might be best case scenario for us as far as the fee we get for him.
Yeah.
Because we could charge a premium. Because I'll be honest with you, I think he's gone next summer anyway. If we don't go up, I think he goes. He's that good. So I didn't think he'd go this summer. I thought we'd be strong enough to be able to keep him. Next summer is going to be tough, because he's starting to get, what will he be next, 24 next summer, I think. Is that right? Is he 23 right now? 22, 23, something like that. So
and then the other thing is, come January, if we're in 8th, and 6 or 7 points outside auto promotion, 8 points outside auto promotion, then he's got some serious decisions to make.
Yeah.
Now, a guarantee of playing in the of being in a Prem team, but maybe not playing because he'd probably be bought as backup.
Yeah.
As opposed to being a star in what by then, if that was the scenario, a Wrexham team that's humming, that's a tough decision.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. It just depends on the offer, how much money.
Well, Hip Karma's asking.
Will they offer,
we put it out there and do what with that position if Doyle goes? Well, how much money you think, Aaron?
Enough.
So 20 mil, 30 mil?
You're not going to get that.
I think you're going to be pushing
15.
20. Nah, maybe I think between 15 and 20.
Okay.
Here's the thing. We don't need to sell for.
No, we don't. Okay.
I think you could push 20. He's good.
Okay.
He's that good. He's that good.
Right. So you run the numbers on that, right? 15 at the low end, 20 at the higher end, right? What did we pay? 7, 8 for him? Yeah.
Ballpark, yeah.
So what your profit, let's say around 10-ish profit there, and we also have to give a share of that back to City.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to spend 8 million on? And a player to replace him.
Did they have a sell on it too?
Yeah, it's both.
I knew they had to buy back. I can't remember.
Yeah, they have the buyback and sell on.
Well, it's a positive return on a player for once.
It is a positive return on a player, and
I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I'll put this out there. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But this is.
But what you end up with is a free player. Like he's gone, but you replace him and you've paid nothing for him then because all your money's come back. So we have an 8 million rated player, which is kind of at the moment the level of our team. We're buying good players in for 7-8 million. So we replace him and it costs us nothing for 7-8 million. That would be the situation we'd end up in. But it's not something that's amazing money that we need. So
no, I'm loving the chat. I'm loving where the chat's going here. They're debating the results of this window, whether it's been good or bad. Dave, did one of you boys star that?
I did. I figured that we could touch on it. What do you guys think of the window as a whole? Like, where you?
We're going to have to put a question out, guys. Have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
New poll.
Well, I think I agree with the general consensus that I think the window's actually been quite good. Better than what I expected. And I'm happy for that. And I think, to be honest, I feel like I'm going to have to wait till the end of October to see where we are in the table. Like, I don't think the end of September is enough time. Especially with the international window, international break. I think that, I think the end of October, that's when I'm going to be going, okay, are we a chance to make the playoffs this year?
Yeah. Yeah. I think nothing we've done as far as the window goes has been bad. There's none of the signings that I see as like, why did we sign him? You know what I mean? None of those. I've got none of those. I think every player we've brought in, I feel like has been an upgrade on somebody that was in the squad. You know what I mean? Here's the one thing. Here's the one we've not touched on this yet. I guess we can have this talk now. The Okonkwo versus Patterson talk. Because I've got a take on this that not a lot of people have. I've not heard anybody make this argument. And because I think everybody's issue with the purchase of Patterson, I think is flawed anyway, because I think the way they're looking at it. So I think a lot of people are saying, and you guys may agree with this or disagree. A lot of people are saying, why would we get rid of Okonkwo and go spend 8 million or whatever, 10, whatever it ends up being on a goalkeeper when he's not that much better than Okonkwo? Okay. Yeah. My answer to that was Okonkwo was gone next summer anyway. He wanted to get to the end of that contract no matter what. He was going to get to the end of that contract, and he was going to leave. So you're going to replace him anyway. All right. I think Parky had already kind of made the decision. He didn't think he was as good as he wanted. Okay. So he goes for Patterson, which whether you think he's good enough or not, or whether you think he's that much better or better at all than Arthur or not, I think is irrelevant. I think we were looking at, forget Arthur, we were looking at getting a goalkeeper. This is how much we were willing to spend for one. And I think the Arthur versus Patterson talk, I think is a waste of time. It's irrelevant. I think we were looking to get a keeper and we were going to spend this much, whether it was this summer or next summer. We were going to do it. They had the guy they thought was good. They thought he was the one they wanted, so they went and got him. They went and got him now instead of waiting. We could have gambled and waited till next summer, but then you may not have got one that you would have liked. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees that there's going to be one available, and there was one available this summer, and we liked him, and it made sense. So I don't mind it. I just, like I said, I'm just looking at it different because I don't think it was an either or. I didn't look at it as the either or aspect of it. You know what I'm saying?
Either or. Here's a little different take again. If our AO had been willing to sign a year extension, all right, so he's now there for 2 years, do you think we would have needed to bring in a goalkeeper? Ward.
Do what now? Say that again. Repeat that. Sorry.
When we brought in Ward,
okay,
if he had signed an extension at that point,
talking about Arthur signing.
Arthur, if you
Yeah.
added an extra year on, took a little bit of a pay bump or whatever, do you think we still needed a keeper that year with Ward?
No, I don't think we had to. No.
I
I would have been.
even a
I was
second
okay.
keeper?
Here's the thing. I was okay with. I was all right with keeping Arthur. I would have been fine if Arthur was our keeper this year. I would have been fine with that. But I think it was.
But hang on. We've go back a year here.
All right. Yeah.
All right, because I'm still getting to my final point.
Right. Okay.
The question is, last summer, when we brought in Ward, first time in the championship, did we need to bring another keeper in? Yes or no? Do you think?
Bring in Ward. Did we need to bring Ward in? Is that what you're asking?
Or somebody else? But yes, if Arthur had signed an extra year, and was comfortable and got a pay bump or whatever, everything was happy, would we have still been bringing in another keeper?
I think we were probably always going to bring one in there anyway as a backup. Probably,
Okay.
even if it was just a backup to Arthur. But
Yeah. But that's
to
my
push
problem.
Arthur.
And I've had this discussion in the Discord this week. Is I pretty much insist if we're bringing in a new player, he should be taking the starter spot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of point in upgrading the reserve.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, we should have been upgrading a keeper, and he should potentially have been better than Arthur.
To be fair, I think if you look at Parky's record, I think he thinks he was.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Ward started the season and he finished it too.
I agree.
I think to your point, I think he did. I think he thinks he did.
I agree. He thinks that, but so the point is, AO was going to be dropped to number 2.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to be given the chance. AO was not going to be given a year to prove himself in the championship, because I think all of us agree that he was likely good enough to comfortably get us mid-table as a keeper level in the championship in the first season when we didn't know how good he was in the championship. Nobody was calling for him to be particularly replaced. But
he's good. He's good enough to have us at the top of the championship. Look where Charlton are.
There you go.
So we were always going to run into this mess.
Right.
It was kind of always going to happen. AO was not going to be comfortable being number 2, almost certainly, anyway.
Right.
So, it was always going to be messy.
I think all these keepers have their strengths and weaknesses. All three of them, Ward, AO, and Patterson, right? And they're all good in slightly different areas. I think what a lot of people tend to forget about keepers is a lot of the times some of the crap that keepers cop is because of the problems in front of them.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
Case in point, Birmingham absolutely slaughtering Viner and Hyam in set pieces, and Patterson can't do anything about that.
No, I just wish we got someone like Patterson last year instead of Ward, and had a proper upgrade that was a number one, that put Arthur in the secondary spot, and then we let Arthur go to a championship club, and did a proper deal, and he wanted his first place back or whatever, and we did something.
I think back at the start of your question too, should they, if AO had done, signed an extension, and did we need to get Ward in and everything else like that? Later on, like at the end of the season, it was already in Parky's mind, to Aaron's point about Ward starting the season and Ward finishing the season.
Mm-hmm.
Parky had made up his mind that he needed someone better. And really, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally. See, I'm interested to see how the poll. Everybody's saying good. I agree with that. I think it's probably been a good window. I think if you could have got one of those over the top signings, one of the big ones, maybe it puts it up into a great window. I think it's been a really good window for raising the floor. I think we've raised our floor. We've moved on a lot of guys that needed to be moved on.
Just quickly, Aaron and Paddy, did you see some of the Sheffield United fans' reactions to us?
I've been listening to Sheffield United podcasts all day. It's been my little
That's your chocolate for the afternoon.
That's been fun. It's been fantastic. Really good stuff. They're not happy. They are not happy. I love it. I've been absolutely love it.
Aaron's got this little evil side in him.
Oh, I'm very evil. I'm bad.
Oh, it's
like
fun.
I told,
It's fun.
here was the thing, Ken. You weren't here for this. I said this earlier. It was one of speaking of my evil side. First thing I thought when we started getting linked with O'Hare was a couple days ago, before their match with Cardiff, Sheffield United and their coach, their manager, Chris Wilder, had a pop at Parky, kind of for no reason. Like it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? He just took a shot at him, and it was, whatever you can say, he was joking or whatever. But yeah, it was a shot. No matter what. It was just he's catching strays. I just happened to listen to hear it, and he caught strays, and I thought, all of a sudden, you know what? You throw strays my way, I'm going to take your best player. There you go.
Do you think they knew at that point in time that O'Hare was on the way out?
The rumors from their side, one of the podcasts I was listening to, apparently they've known that we were interested for about 5 or 6 days. So it's a possibility that he knew then that we had kind of made an approach that it was a possibility. So that may have been on his mind. Maybe that's why he wasn't happy.
Yeah, I think he knows there was approaches, but I think he's completely out of the loop over there in Sheffield United. If the owners and management are making those decisions, you're getting whatever players we decide to leave for you.
Well, yeah. Sheffield United has money problems, right? And to this whole scenario of, like we're talking about Nixon coming in and how that will change things at Wrexham. Over there, if the ownership and that decide we got to sell players and get some money in the bank, doesn't matter what Wilder thinks. Like, the owner's an owner. He's like, I need money.
There is a non-zero chance that Wilder walks.
Oh, he won't walk. Like he loves that club. God, they sacked him. He's come back. They've sacked him. He's come back. Like, and he's the guy I feel for most in that situation, because there's a guy that just bleeds Sheffield United and he just gets taken through the ringer.
He may stick with it, Patty, and here's why. The word on the street is that club's going to be probably under new ownership, possibly within the next 6 months. So, he may stick around for that and see if he can.
Does Wilder have any rich friends?
I don't know if he does, but there will be plenty of people. There will be plenty of people that don't want to buy that.
I got a $70 Canadian super chat yesterday on the Cop Show. Maybe we could pitch in.
Booyah! Let's do it. Let's buy Sheffield United. What are we gonna do with them then? Bring Billy Sharp back and then bitch him.
I'm going to get Harry Ashfield in on loan. I'm going to play him.
There you go. There you go. We're a feeder club. I like it. Oh man.
So
The Sea Lord of Sheffield. I assume that's who made the Canadian super chat.
he absolutely did. Sea Lord. He did the super chat before I even went live.
Oh, that's awesome. He's great. Yeah, the Sea Lord of Sheffield. I like it. Good work, Nick. I like it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, well, geez, it's what is it? 25 minutes to go.
is it 25? Yeah. We're getting close.
Yep.
Getting close. Still waiting to hear. I'm waiting for. I mean, obviously we got time still because they don't necessarily have to be announced before the window. They just got to be paperwork done or whatever.
Yeah, and they've got another hour, don't they?
Technically 2.
Tess wants to know if we talked about Aaron James being forced to stay. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. As cover in the center, for our center backs. Parky always likes to have 6. I know he did. That's why I thought it was weird that we were letting Scar go because of that reason. But if his thought was, I'll keep Aaron James and let Scar, then if he thinks James is good enough.
You roll the dice a little bit there, don't you? You go, hopefully we don't get the injuries and they don't need him. He doesn't count towards the squad.
Yeah, exactly. So it frees up a spot, which, may or may not end up being important. And we'll see how it goes. I get it. I don't mind it. I think people are making a little bit more of a big deal out of it than it needs to be. It's not like he's not doing any kind of football at all. I mean, he will be training with the first team every day, which will have benefits. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I understand playing is good, but I mean, it depends. What was the loan options like? Who were making offers for him? I haven't heard. I don't know that we'll know for sure. Like there'll be rumors, but was he getting League One offers? Was it League Two offers? Was it National League offers? Was it So I mean, they may look at it, and it may just be, let's get to January, then we can get another in, and then we can move him out on loan. That might be the play, So, I think people are down on Worrell. Billy Glossy doesn't like Worrell. I'm hopeful that I'm proven to be right, and Worrell's a good signing.
Okay.
I think he's going to be important.
Hot take here on centre back signings.
Yeah.
They almost want to be anonymous. You almost don't want to talk about your centre backs in a
Yeah,
match.
you don't want to.
It means that the match has gone well.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. Same with your keeper. You just don't want to hear anything about him, because if you're hearing anything about him, something went wrong.
We're under the pump.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to hear about your keeper.
Nah. Yep.
Yeah, see that Billy. Billy just said Suter was going to blow out both knees for $10 million. Yeah, I think Worrell is a much better signing, even if he's not a better player, which I still think he might be. But I beyond that, I think with the injury issues and the money involved, I mean, we got him for $2 million. We're going to spend at least, I don't know. The rumors were anywhere from 7 to 10. I don't know what it was going to be. It was going to be a hell of a lot more than 2, So I think we made the right. I think it was a better signing for sure.
Yeah.
But
Paddy, Josh is saying not a sexy signing, but gotten promoted twice. I think that has more, it has something to do with him, but it has more to do with the squad as a whole at Burnley.
And he's been serviceable in the Prem. I mean, you have that's not, you don't want to gloss over that. Like, he was playing in the Prem last season and was serviceable. They used him. Not that he was fantastic, but he was doing it at a high level. So I think that's big. All right. Well, what else we got going on? I keep just refreshing, trying to see if anything's popping up on X.
Are you happy with Worrell, Paddy?
Yeah, I am. It's not the sexiest of signing, but Parky wanted a nice tall defender. Yeah.
Dependable. Dependable is what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is the thing. I didn't bring it up the other day because I wanted to see how the window kind of goes on. But we have been promoted up through the leagues with some older, experienced players, right? And we seem to be trying to bring that age profile down in last summer. But there's no reason whatsoever we can't get promoted with a bit of a higher age profile on the squad. So there's experience in these players, and they're not that expensive. You don't have to be dropping millions and millions. But the truth is then they're not good enough for the Prem. But 80% of your team is not good enough for the Prem when you get promoted anyway. No. So, I'm not going to turn my nose up at some of these guys. Are one or two of them not going to work? Maybe. It happened last season. We brought in 13, and we've already released a couple. Like that previously hadn't happened. But we are getting stronger. The team is growing. The floor is coming up, as you said, but I think the roof is going up a little bit as well.
Paddy, if we're willing to sign older, more experienced guys, what's the chances of Aaron getting a start? We've seen his attempts on goal.
Hey, I can miss a goal as good as anybody.
As good as Broadhead. or O'Brien, actually. No, O'Brien. Sorry.
I was going to say he was close to that.
Time out. Hey, let's not take shots at our team. I can miss a goal as good as what's his nuts from Birmingham missed the other day.
Stansfield.
To me, I'm absolutely as good as Stansfield if we're judging by those two shots. My shot that everybody's seen and that shot. And in fact, I think his was easier than mine. If we're being fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not take shots at our players. Let's take a shot at John's players.
Yeah, let's take shots at
He's not here.
I'm with you on that.
He's talking shit in the chat in our.
Well, you can guarantee he's going to talk more shit if we don't get out of the relegation zone with our match tomorrow.
Well, I know it. We may not. It might take us a couple of weeks to get out there.
Yeah,
we got a tough bunch of games coming. It's going to be tough sledding. But I mean, even last season, we always feel like we always say this, and it seems stupid, but we play better against better teams. Like we really do. Like generally, we play better against better teams, and we've always been like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but honestly, I think it's just we're better when we don't have as much of the ball. And if you look, it didn't feel like it, but I think in the Brum game we ended up with almost 60% of the ball. Somehow, I don't know how.
Which is why we bloody well lost.
Huh?
That's why we lost. Come on, we know how this works. You don't take fucking more than 50% possession.
We can't. Anytime we do, we lose. It seems like.
Yes.
We struggle.
Too much responsibility. Too much responsibility.
We're much better without the ball. We really are. So, I don't know. I know there was people were mad about Parky. I think it was in his post match. He said, "I'm not bothered about possession." And people got. I think it was Tim on Fearless was like he was like pissed off about it. But it's like, well, I mean, if you look at the possession numbers, we had more of the ball in the game. Like it was like, hey, who cares? Like it really doesn't matter, especially for us. I think we're we're much better without the ball.
In fairness, he qualified what he said as well. He said some matches you'll have more, some matches you'll have less. It's the way it goes. I don't really care about the specific number. Mm-hmm. It's more how you played during the match. So that's fair.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know that there's any more coming. I think our business is done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we're done. It'll be outgoing. It might be a couple of outgoings. That'll be all. I don't think we're bringing anything in.
waiting.
Unless we're possible free agents, but we'll see.
Yep. And when have we got to name our squad by?
I think we get about a week.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's weird. Yeah, don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because you're going to be home in 5 minutes, mate, doesn't mean we're going to let you on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe we want to get off here in 5 minutes, Josh.
Yeah, I think it's time to shut down the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got 4 minutes left.
I'm going to take a few minutes, guys, and grab a drink. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, you're good. He's going to come in here and kick us all off is what he's going to do.
That's so good.
Oh, shoot.
That would be funny as he comes into the background if you just shut down the show, Aaron.
Yeah.
Imagine him blowing up deluxe at you then.
No, dude.
So, yeah, but no, I'll tell you what, mate, I must admit, I'm happy I'm doing these cop updates at the moment because it's the one thing that's making me happy. It's not the way we're playing football at the moment.
I know, God, it's been bad. It's been bad. And actually, up until the Brum game, we hadn't been bad. We just hadn't quite been good enough, you know? We were lacking just a little bit. Honestly, Windass has been such a we've hurt without him, and we looked so much better when he got on the pitch the other night. I mean, we looked so much. Nobody, that's not been talked about enough. We looked a different team as soon as he touched the pitch because he does so much more than what our other 10s do. Like he knows that role so well. He knows exactly where to be, when to be there, and he's all over the pitch. Like even though he's technically the right-sided 10, he's all over. He's getting the ball on the left side, all the way on the left side, all the way on the right. I mean, he's everywhere. I mean, he's so good at it. I think, yeah, he is the player we've been missing. Unfortunately,
yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah,
we need, like I think. Tell you what, if Sheaf was fit, okay. So here we go. Centre backs. Solid centre back line, right? Then you have, if you had a fit Kakache or Akome now, Imre, then you had Ben Sheaf and Lewis O'Brien in the middle, and then you have Windass and a firing Broadhead up front with Sam Smith in front of them, in my opinion, not Kiefer Moore. I think Kiefer Moore is going to turn into the Stephen Fletcher of this team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think is his best thing for us. And damn it, give some of these teams, Katamateri is going to be a massive handful for these guys. He's big, he can move, he can hold up play.
Yeah.
He's underrated.
Yep.
He hasn't been given the chance yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see him get a little more time because he's dangerous. I think he shows his youth sometimes, and so I think that's why he doesn't get as much time. But there are times where he's got good enough pace to really cause issues, especially on the break. When we're hitting teams on the break, he can be really good. Let's see. You guys are funny. You don't win by getting. Hold on, let me pull that up. I'm trying to understand this question.
Pull it up. Yep.
You don't win by getting rid of your best players to replace them with a mediocre player. We can't do that because we don't anyone in the academy to replace him. I have no idea who you're talking about. Who is our best player that we got rid of?
Replacing with the mediocre player. Yeah, just explain.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Give us some context around that.
Completely lost.
We can't do that because we don't have anyone in the academy to replace him.
Yeah, totally lost on that one.
Nah.
I don't know what best. I mean, the only good player that we've gotten rid that's left has been, I guess Okonkwo. But
that we've gotten rid of. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one. Who
else?
I don't know if that's who we're talking about. Maybe that's who he's talking about. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think Parky looked at it as, they think AO was the best player. He wasn't the best player. I just disagree with that completely. But yeah, we raised the floor. Talking about Doyle, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't though. We haven't done that. I mean, maybe he's talking about because we were talking. Maybe he's behind on the video. But we were talking about selling Doyle. But I mean, at some point he will get. I mean, if we don't go up, he's going to get a move to the Prem. That's not because we want to sell him, but because we're going to kind of be forced. We understand where we're at. Like, you got a player of that caliber, he's going to want to get his move, and you're not going to sit on it and not let him get his move, and you cause an issue with him and all that. So
yeah. If he's talking about Doyle and what we were saying earlier about selling him to a Prem team, you just can't hang on to everybody.
No, that's true.
Not when they're that far above you. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, look, John doesn't think Callum Doyle's quick enough for the Prem, but Doyle's got a great football brain, and he sees the pitch well. That's why he's always a threat.
I think he's fantastic on the ball and going forward. But and they mentioned it. Steve Parkin mentioned it today. He's still got his defensive work. Actually, he needs to work on. And Callum has said that they mentioned that Callum has been working. He's wanted to work on some of his defending because that's where he's not perfect. You know what I mean? He's not the best defender necessarily. He's great going forward. What he offers going forward as a defender is amazing. But when it comes down to just defending, he's a very good defender. Don't get me wrong. He's not. Don't take this out of context. I'm not saying he's not a good defender, but he can get better at. That's where his game needs to go up. That's where he's got to raise his levels, and he knows that if he wants to get to the Prem. Yeah.
Aaron, I think Akome is a great fit for him, but Wrexham TN comments like that will get you banned from the channel. You are not allowed to say John is right.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say John's right. That's a red card.
That's nearly an automatic ban. That's a straight red card.
Red card, three game ban. Yeah, the whole bit. Yeah, that's a bad one. We never say John's right. John's full of malarkey. That's what John is.
Yeah, there's been a lot of some questions there in the chat about how many have we signed this year for how much versus last year? Because it was 13 last year and it was 30 million-ish we spent.
Yeah. Well,
I
think
we're in the region of 25 million at the moment.
Was that before O'Hare or after O'Hare?
With O'Hare, I think.
With O'Hare, okay.
Because what was Worrell? 2 million. O'Hare 7. So there's 9.
Mm-hmm.
Akome. Can't remember how much he was.
He was
seven-ish.
Yeah, I think he was going to just break our highest spend with the bonus or something.
Yeah.
Whiteman,
Whiteman wasn't much. What, 2?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Okay.
2, possibly 3. Oh no. Here goes the.
It's time to get out of here, guys. It's time to leave.
Yeah, about time to wrap up.
Time to wrap up.
That's he's not quite ready. Apparently, he's not quite ready.
Yeah,
he's getting props. What's he doing back there?
I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing. He's grabbing.
Hope it wasn't food. I just
grabbing a stick
bring him in
with or something.
Bring him in when he's not ready.
We can't hear you.
Bringing him in. Bringing me in.
You're talking. We can't hear you.
Are you guys done?
No, we're just chilling. We're just chilling.
Okay, I wasn't ready. I just wanted to say the fucking AO conversation is so pathetic. Like, can we just end it? Oh my God, it's like talking about your ex over and over, and all your fucking friends are just like, or no. I'll be back. I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
Okay, so are we done? Question in the comments here as well. Incoming, certainly. Outgoings, we might have 1 or 2, but they can be announced after the fact anyway. They're not necessarily in a rush to kind of put it out there that the loans have happened, but Very likely. So DKD and Ashfield.
And Max.
Max who?
Clearwood.
He's starting tomorrow.
He might be.
Can you
I'll be
briefly-
honest. I would be surprised if he doesn't start. Actually, will be. I
Yeah,
think
me
he's gonna
too.
start
Me too.
because I think Parky's pissed at those two at a higher man Viner. I think he's gonna start him. He's gonna start him just for. I mean, just just because. But yeah, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that Josh did not have his makeup. Yeah, I love that he's quickly jumped in. Now he's going to get his makeup sorted. So briefly recap outgoings that are confirmed. So who's confirmed gone?
Gone. Oh, hold on. I can help with this.
Ben Lingen, are you
so-
okay that Ashfield has gone? Yes, I am. Peterborough's the right club for him to play. I want
Has
him
that been
playing in the
announced?
top
I've not seen that anywhere other like in here.
I've not seen it official.
Yeah, I've not seen anything like online, like on X or anything like it.
Yeah.
A
DKD
reporter
gone?
or anything like that. Yeah, that one I
No.
have seen. That sounds like he's gone. That's not been officially confirmed
Not official.
yet. but
Elliot
sounds like
Lee.
he's gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Released.
He's released. Cody's
Connor Cody
released.
gone.
Released.
Have you got the list? Or I've a bit of a list
I've
here.
got. It's not complete is the problem. It doesn't have all our
Okay.
outgoings.
So what I have
Um,
here,
Here we go.
tell me if you missed some. So Dan
I got
Scar.
it. I got it. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Dan Scar to Salford. Connor Cody released to free agent.
Yep.
We know AO went to Charlton on loan.
Yep.
Ryan Barnett went to MK Dons on loan.
Yep.
Brunt was released, wasn't he?
No, he's a permanent. They bought him. They paid money.
Oh,
for him.
Bolton. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
It's just So Bolton on a permanent. Ryan Hardy's on loan.
Yep.
Bolton as well. Mo Fall is currently on loan to Port Vale.
Yep.
Thomas O'Connor was a free transfer
Free. Yep.
to Peterborough. So
Yep.
he'll be there with Ashfield if Ashfield goes there. Paul Mullen went as a free agent.
Yep.
Jay Rodriguez was released early as a free agent. Ruben Egan was let go. That was our other goalkeeper. Andy Cannon, free agent, and Callum Edwards was released free agent as well.
And Alex Moore loaned to Colwyn Bay, the boy everyone's saying in the chat, which is another one of the young guys from the academy.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot
So,
of players still on our books. There's a lot of players still listed in our team.
What like Seb Revens hurt. What? Who else is in there that's not? Is anybody left that's not going to be playing them? Who's left that's not?
Dobson apparently.
I mean, but he'll probably end up surviving. He'll end up making the 25 probably, but he ain't gonna play much.
Great
So,
chat.
No, I think he's going to end up with very few minutes this year.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle for time. Unless we have injuries, and then that's
Even then, there's a lot of people ahead of him, though. I think.
Yeah.
You need quite a few injuries, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh? What do you think of Callum O'Hare?
I don't really know much. He's got a punchable face, is what I said yesterday. But I think he's great.
I do.
It's the hair. I think it's the hair.
He's a pretty good looking rooster, Josh. Is that just jealousy?
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, you know what? Let us in the match every match, though, right?
I know.
For sure.
Is
Let
he
us
any
know
good?
that.
Is he good? I'm sure he is. I mean, I heard you guys like
He's
him.
fantastic. Yeah, he's top end championship player all day.
Yeah.
He gets in every championship team basically. Yeah, except very few he wouldn't be a starter in.
Well, then I like if he sits down Rathbone, and Rathbone's a bench player and comes in and makes an impact,
Yep.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yep, for sure. Absolutely. I think it's exactly what he does too. I think it just slides Rathbone back a little bit, and that's what we're doing. And we're just getting better at raising the floor. I think that's been what we've done this summer. We've raised the floor. That's what we've done. We've not got the big blow-away signing. I think O'Hare's probably the closest thing to the blow-away signing, because I think if we would have bought, here's the thing, if we'd have bought Callum O'Hare last summer, people would have lost their minds. So they don't want Minnow, because it was our first year into the championship, and he was such a high-level player. Like, he was he was a very high-level player. So I think the fact that we've been in the championship another season kind of makes it like, we've played against him, so it's not quite the get. But I guess it's a really good get. I think it's being a little undercooked. I think it actually is a very big deal.
I think by the Sheffield fans that are talking about it, the anger, that's what it is. By the way, 2-1. Windows
done. Closed. We're out of there.
Yeah, I was listening to the show in the car. I was just, you guys said, I think Patty said something about 10:31. That we signed him, that he can play tomorrow, or can he not play tomorrow? Do we know?
Here we go. It is officially Harry Ashfield sold to Peterborough.
Sold.
Permanently.
That was? I thought it was
gone. He gone.
Tell us how much.
Doesn't say. Undisclosed.
50,000.
Ken's off to cry.
Yeah. How much is like 3 pints of beer in Wrexham?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably like a bag of balls and maybe some coaching whistles.
Ken, are you okay?
Okay. Why the heck? Okay. Yes, everybody knows I like Harry Ashford. But
Ken needs a minute.
How are you ever going to make any money out of your players? There is a guy that is classic. If he was on loan for the season and he played well, you'll make more money. And if he doesn't play well, it's cost you nothing.
Do you know what he said? Wrexham confirmed he's been sold. Phil Parkinson says the offer was very good and the player was keen to leave and probably regularly. I think he's taking a direct shot at you, Ken. He said, F you, Ken, him out.
Yep, that's what I heard.
Unless they've got a massive sell-on clause in his contract, that's a terrible deal.
The good news is Patty gets another jersey.
Yeah. I mean, he should.
All right.
I'm happy that he's gone out. If there's a massive sell-on fee.
Now that he's gone, can I have my hot take?
Go
on.
Harry Ashfield was never getting in our team ever.
That's not that hot.
Ever.
What was hot about that?
Because I think he's.
By the time he's ready, we're planning on being in the Prem.
I'm not convinced he's going to play in League One.
What? Okay. That's a hot take, man. That's fair.
Right.
That's
okay. That's it. I've kicked him out. I'm not happy.
Okay. Now, I do want to see what the rumor deal is there. This will be interesting to see what they did end up getting for him. All right. Okay. So we were asked earlier how much did we spend, and I got it completely wrong. I was almost there without our last signing, Callum O'Hare. All right. So
that's what I thought.
It's a lot higher than I thought.
You said
don't
that.
Tell
I
us.
thought.
Don't tell us. Let us guess. Don't tell us. Can we guess?
Okay, go on. You can guess.
27.
We're doing pounds now, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going 35.
Oh, I don't know. 32.
33.4. Now, rough conversion and rough numbers, of course, but
yeah.
So it works out at 38 million euros because the website was done in euros, and that's roughly 33.4 million sterling spent this year.
Okay.
And we spent 30 something last year, but on 13 players.
Yeah.
Now we spent the same money on 7.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Ish.
I can't quite let this go yet. Why do I think Ashfield was that promising? Okay, he was a cam that can turn and attack a player. Now I'm not saying he's
give the ball to him. And then give the ball to him.
This is my problem. This is my problem why he needed to go out on loan, because I agree with you 100%. He was never going to get a start in our squad. And I'm okay with that.
Ever.
Well, he played Carabao Cup and he played like last season and he did that, But he'd come on, he would turn, attack players with the ball, and he will get a start in League One, and he will play, and he will make mistakes, but his upside, he will improve so much quicker when he gets minutes because he's young, instead of a 29-year-old that gets an injury and can't play for a year,
Can I ease your pain?
Oh, I'm fine with it, but I'm just saying that's
here.
why.
I'm going to ease your pain. It just been reported. It's understood that as part of the deal, Wrexham have quote unquote matching rights, meaning we will have the option to match any valid offer made by another club before the final deal can be signed if Peterborough decide to sell Ashfield. And there is also a sell-on clause. So,
there you go.
bye. There you go.
It's a good deal.
You tell him, Mary. You tell him. You tell all these three. Give it to him.
Of course, he has to want to come back.
Yeah.
It
He
doesn't matter what
absolutely wants to come back.
Doesn't matter what matching offer we give if he doesn't want to come back.
Well, we're not that far
Maybe
away.
Parky's still our manager and he doesn't like him.
Here you go, Paddy. And to your point, Josh gets his way in the end, even though he's not Parky out now. At some stage in the future, the man has reached his ceiling. Parky goes, we get another manager that suits Harry Ashfield. And Harry Ashfield's improved, and then they get the chance to buy him back, and he comes back, and he's our saviour. And all is happy in the world. I
am a little Parky out.
But I don't want to be in League 2, Ken.
That's okay. We're not, and we won't be.
I'm a little Parky out.
No, I honestly, he did show flashes. I'm not in. I don't know. I think he was a long way off from our squad, though. I actually do think he may struggle in the step up to League One. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does really well for him, but I don't think he's quite there. But to be fair, Peterborough are very good recruiter. Like they're very good at getting in talent. So if they think they've seen something in him, and here
it is.
Yeah,
Max Cleworth has been with us since the National League, and Max Cleworth's development is 2 years ahead of Harry Ashfield's. Harry Ashfield was 2 years too young for the progression that Wrexham made to actually get time to play in our squad.
Yeah,
Mary's on to me.
Yeah, you tell him, Mary.
And Peterborough will want to sell him on. That's what they do.
That's what they do. They make money off players.
And they make money on players.
Sell him. Yeah.
He was never getting in our squad. It was a nice dream.
Did that one get announced too? DKD to Wednesday. That's that would make sense.
What do we make of the mutual consent, Elliot Lee? He was not going to leave, huh? He was like, "You're going to effing pay me my money." That's what he was saying, right? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was making.
Well, I don't know. Matter. That's a weird one because it's like, I mean, if we send him out on loan, you're paying him anyway. I mean, you get a little bit of it back, but not a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't mind paying him off though.
Patty made a good point earlier.
I'll tell you what. I'm more annoyed we paid off Cody. I'd have just sat him on. I'd have just not registered him and let him sit. If we're gonna pay him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, now don't cut Josh off. He was just about to say I said something great.
No, you did. You said something. No, I lost it.
Well, now we know it's not true.
It's not true.
It can't be
Damn
true.
it! It was such a. I had Patty.
And he can't remember it already.
I literally got because I thought something else. Girl. Oh,
So
DKD.
good.
Shit, Patty. It'll come to me tomorrow when I'm coming to me. So.
When
Damn
he's
it.
sitting on the
About
can,
going back
Paddy,
to League
he'll be
One.
What did it sound like? It sounded like Patty. Fuck.
Nah,
Was
Aaron
it something
Patty
you were
lost it.
listening to us earlier, or was it just now?
My
Doesn't even
Damn it.
remember.
And to all you people out there, here's an insight into Josh's mind.
shit.
Squirrel.
It was right there.
This just is reminding me of a scene in Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Josh's story.
Well, while we're waiting, Bruce reminded us actually that the rumor is that Cody didn't get a very good payoff because he
I hope
wanted to
that's
go
true.
and
I hope that's true.
try and go to Wolves, I think, is the idea.
Yeah. I hope that's true.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Wait,
So, no.
Lee.
Well, I think it's been a successful window for us. I think people are talking about Nixon coming in and going ballistic in January. Guys, just remember, January window is the hardest window to buy in. I don't expect to see a lot happen in January for us.
Okay.
Oh,
Go on.
yeah. Like I think it was. We were expecting 3 and we got 7. I think that's something along. That's weird. I
Okay.
think that. Yeah.
Right. What I was about to say is a lot of people seem very disappointed with the fact that we have spent 30 plus million on 7 players, but there's no real wow factor to it, right? But our squad is now getting closer to the 100 million mark. It's not quite there yet, and some players are losing value. So, but that just financial terms, we have had a big upgrade to the squad, and we need to do something with it this season.
Paddy, Aaron said it before. He said, "Oh, there's a lot of players on the books," and I'm like, in my head, my first thing I thought was, we're starting to look like a big club now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all out of contract next year. we just went through all the ones on loan. I think they're all gone next year.
We'll give everyone extensions. We'll give 20 guys extensions for 3 years.
Yeah.
Look at Dabo. We bloody well gave him an extension earlier in the year, and now we wanted to try and get rid of him this summer.
I hope some of that gets cleaned up. I think that's been if there's been for me, if there's been one thing to really complain about, and like Josh says, who cares? It's not our money. But I it annoys me a little bit because I think you've got to be better about this. I think some of the contracts we give away are terrible. Like, I mean, just it made no sense to give Dabo that. It made no sense to give DKD a 3-year deal. It made no there's so many of those contracts like that where it's like these guys aren't going to be here, and it was obvious that they're not going to be here.
Yeah,
I got it.
Josh is on. Yeah, I think that's where Nixon will fix this.
All right, let him talk. Let him talk.
Patty said something interesting before. It's like, even if we get to the Prem, we're going to turn the squad over anyways. So it doesn't really matter if somebody. Yes, there it is. That's what Patty said. That got me too. Yeah. To that point, I was gonna capitalize on that too. That's why this whole we're all getting our shit pushed in because we're leaving a space open. If you're gonna bring in a Vardy for 1 season, fine, then do that because he's not gonna be there next year if we go up anyway. So that's what I was getting at. That was a smart.
Yeah.
Let's give Paddy a moment to bask in this glory.
That was a little underwhelming, actually.
He's
I don't actually think that's a very smart thing to say. Thanks anyway, Josh.
I thought it was genius. Maybe it's the cheese it's talking. I don't know.
Oh, shoot, that's funny. What do you think? Okay, we were talking about this earlier, Josh. And I know it's funny because it happens every window. We always get linked to Vardy. Okay. I actually said, we talked earlier. I don't know if you're listening. I actually said it actually makes sense this time. I wouldn't be against it. Like if we brought Vardy in as a, last 20 minutes type of player. Yeah, absolutely. Bring him in. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. I think he can absolutely do a job. He'll actually absolutely score goals for us. I think it'd be, and maybe he starts 1 or 2 games, a couple, not a big deal, nothing crazy, but the Fletch, he's the Fletch. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
He'll come in. He would be the Fletcher because he'd come in and he'd get goals. He wouldn't just come in on 10 minutes and be there. He'd come in for 10 minutes and score, and it would be that he could make the difference.
I like him this year better than last year. We already had the dead blood of what's his name, and this is just like this is fine. I'm fine with it. There's a lot of there's a lot of players that are free agents. Paul Pogba, there's a lot of players. I'm like, maybe for one.
Okay, the kid comes on Vardy and wife. I don't understand the wife bit.
I don't care. Nobody likes his wife.
You've got to deal with her if you take Vardy.
I don't care.
Yeah, wag stuff. It's all
the
wag
ass.
shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not into that.
Her and Rooney went at it. Rooney's wife went at it for a while. I mean, it's all stuff you're totally into.
Over my head.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the pitch. I'm worried about our performance on the pitch. And like I said earlier, I'm happy to wait until the end of October to pass my judgment. That's how long I'm going to give this squad.
Is my internet shit? Or is it?
No, yes, it's fine.
No, I don't see anything.
Okay.
No, just your memory.
Did you hear the interview with Parkin said about Issa and Jack kicking lumps out of each other and then
Yeah.
Wow.
They would apparently they had a pretty tough practice today apparently, or yesterday, whenever it was. Yeah, He said they were a little worried because they that's what he said. They were a little worried because they kicked lumps out of each other.
Right.
Oh shoot, love it. It's good stuff. I like it. I think Okome is going to be. He may be a huge signing for us by the time it's all said and done. I think he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's really good. I think he's going to be great.
This is the shit that gets you banned.
And Imre on the right hand side as well could be amazing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Imre's already shown that he's good.
Yeah, Imre's fantastic.
That could be a steal of a deal.
Yep. Yeah, they're all new, Josh. Well, look, Charlton are leading the league, aren't they? They're on top of the league. Well, they're right there.
There you go.
It is the most pointless. It's like talking about bringing Paul Mullen at this point. It's so pointless.
Sorry, I take it back. Charlton is second to Swansea. So we've got a Welsh team on top of the league, a Welsh team in the relegation zone, and Charlton in second place.
You're going to see the most Parkinson game tomorrow of all time. You are going to see 20% of
makes
the
sense.
You are going to see the tightest drum of all time.
I think
It's
I
so
predicted
boring.
0-0.
I did too.
Do you know what? I don't really care because a 1-0 is fine. We can take a 1-0 win and get ourselves out of the relegation.
Oh, okay, a win. Oh,
Just
that's
to
optimistic.
clarify.
I'm okay with a draw. I'd take the 0-0.
I'll tell you, I'm
I'd
overly
take the 0-0.
positive this season. Everybody else seems to be really negative.
Yeah, I'm
That's
okay.
not like
I'm
you.
not.
Yeah, what's wrong with me? I'm normally
With
shit-stirring
three
just for the fun of
games,
it, but everybody else is so negative, I can't do it. Like,
I
if
know.
I say it, they'll think I'm agreeing with them.
I'm not bothered yet. I mean, I can get bothered, if this goes on too much longer. But I'm, because realistically, we're 2 kicks away from being, 2 wins and a loss, 2 wins and a loss, or even 2 wins and a draw. Like we're that close. I mean, they say it's a game of inches. It really is. I'm not that upset yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder what
I'm
Nick
gonna
Donald was
I have to
doing there.
reset
He's putting up our times.
I'm going to reset my internet. There's something wrong. But give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. But by the way, we're shit with the ball and we're shit without the ball. So either way, we're fine.
We're just shit. Josh says we're shit.
Nick's putting up all the times. It's 8:15, Nick, just so you know. 8:8.
What are we
hang
talking
on.
about?
Me being positive. I'm going to keep being positive because it's so weird. It's just drawing it out of me. I have to counteract all these people being so negative. We have seen.
You've changed, Paddy.
Yeah,
You've changed.
we have seen a good Wrexham team play well on the ball and dominate matches as far as we do. Like that run last Christmas in the style that Parky changed us to. It wasn't our normal style. He changed to the box. We were playing it to the best of our ability. We were playing some lovely passing football. It was quick, direct attacks from that system. We didn't faff about with the ball just for the bloody hell of it. And we played the best football of the entire season. Now, if he can actually replicate that to a high standard for the majority of the season, that's what I want to see. That is an improvement that Parky has pushed himself.
Paddy, that box midfield, that turns my question to Aaron. If Sheaf and James are both fully fit, do they start in that box midfield ahead of O'Brien?
One of them does. But O'Brien starts.
O'Brien
starts.
Okay.
O'Brien absolutely. O'Brien is. I will put my foot down right here. I'm taking a stand. O'Brien is absolutely our best player at that position.
Yep, fair enough.
Bar none. I think he is absolutely, bar none, the best player that we have at that position. He needs to be playing there.
But you at the moment you kind of do need Sheaf to make O'Brien look good, because he's so solid around that midfield that when O'Brien does track off and is moving to whatever position of the pitch he fancies, because he just thinks it's a good idea, Sheaf is holding up the other end, so it doesn't look as bad. But when O'Brien is running all over the pitch, but then there's problems in midfield, it's like you can easily target him and say, well, why weren't you defending? He was doing the other part of his job. So it's an interesting one.
No, it is. It is. Yep. Well, boys, I have to jump out. I've got to get to work. It is a work day for me. It's early. It's not evening. Thanks for having me. Interesting transfer window.
Yeah.
I've been happy with it. That's my summation of the window. And I think we've got a few more weeks of pain yet on the pitch, but I think we're going to come good.
So there you go, guys. Ken's happy that Ashfield got sold. Oh, have a wonderful day.
We ended up with more players than I expected, but ultimately I think they were needed.
I think so.
I'm a little disappointed they were needed, because I am a bit disappointed that a couple of the ones from last year needed to be let go so quickly. Like that was strange to me. I'm not bothered if they didn't make the starting 11 all the time, but I would have thought they should have been good enough to be depth players. Some of them were kind of hard mistakes that we hadn't seen before. But look, we just transitioned to next year. Next year with 4 players and spend 30 million.
I see. Here was my thing coming into the summer. I didn't think we had to do anything with our defenders. I didn't think we had to sign a center back. That wasn't one that I felt like we needed to. I was okay with what we had, and I'm still okay with what we had. I think we still got good players. I think I think they're still really good defenders. They just made some really dumb mistakes. But I think, I always thought we'd get a 10. I kind of hoped we'd get a striker, but I can't remember if you were on the show or not. We had a conversation. It may have been the transfer window show. I can't remember where we were the pre-transfer window. We were talking about players, but we were talking about strikers, and I said, really, with the 2 that we have, they got us 20 goals or something between the 2 of them. I mean, if you had a 20-goal striker, I think you're happy with that. So maybe it takes 2 to get that, but I'm okay with that. We're getting that out of that position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. We're getting the goals, maybe not all from one guy, but the goals are there. So it didn't think we had to. It just would have been nice to get that guy, and I think that's what everybody wanted. I think everybody loves this window. If we would have signed the striker, the one that everybody wanted. but I didn't think we had to do that. I did feel like the 10 position needed upgraded because of the depth. I didn't like having to play O'Brien in the 10. I don't think Rathbone really is great. I don't think that's his best role, but I also don't think he really fits that system. The box midfield, I don't think, oh, my camera went. I don't think he fits that for some reason. I don't know what's going on with my camera here. It's being stupid. Can you still hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll keep talking while I try to figure this out. But yeah, I definitely thought the depth wasn't right there. So another 10, to kind of, go with Broadhead and Windass, I think was good. We needed that. And I think he's going to be good. People are going to be happy with him. I think he's going to be a good signing for us. The midfield, not surprised we got one. We all kind of talked like I think that was one position we all felt like we needed one. Maybe that's where we felt like maybe we could have spent a little more. Went with the, Whiteman, I think is going to be a good signing, but could we have went bigger on a midfielder? Got a really high level one instead of just a good operator. I think he's a good operator at this level, but could we have, if we would have managed to get James over, I'm blanking on his first name. JJ. What's his first name?
Joe.
No, James. The midfielder that ended up going to Wolves. Tried to get him last year. Crap, can't think of his name. Somebody will put it in the chat here in a minute. If we'd have got him, I think we'd have been happy with him as a Jordan James.
Oh, yeah, Jordan James.
Jordan James. If we could have got Jordan James or even Galbraith, I think that'd have been a better get. So I think that's one spot where you could say, you know what, we probably could have got better there. But what we got was an upgrade on some of the guys we had though.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an upgrade on our best. Let's put it that it wasn't. We didn't bring in the new best player. We brought in better substitute type.
Yeah.
I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have the list here in front of me. So Callum O'Hare, roughly 7.6 million euro. Ikome 8.2 million. Whiteman 3.5. Imre 5.9. That could be an amazing one. But then you have Patterson 9.2. So I do understand why people are kind of annoyed with the goalkeeper swap and 10 million fee. We had to do it. We needed to get someone, and that's just the cost. But I think like if you pull 10 million euros out of that, I suppose out of 38, it's still a lot of money spent. But a good chunk of change went on a goalkeeper. So he better play well this year. He better stay at a high, consistent level. Because otherwise it's a lot of money we put in that area.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can see my green screen and stuff. Ooh, my Spider-Man on the wall. I don't know for now. I gotta fix that. That's what annoying me. My visual effects aren't on. There we go. Boop. Boop. There we go. Now we're good. Anywho. So yeah. Let's see. The wing backs, I think we signed really well. I don't think anybody's gonna be upset about the wing backs.
Yeah.
I think we did really well there. So I think we did exactly what I thought we needed to do. I thought we needed one left wing back, a starting level left wing back, and then two on the right. And that's what we did. We got Iskabore back as a backup, I think is great.
Yeah.
I think that, that's obviously an upgrade because you literally took your starter last year, made him the backup, and and then you brought the other guy. And he's a very good bench player. I mean, if we need, I would not be upset if he comes in and starts games. You know what I mean? Because we know he can.
Yeah, well, when we needed to. If Parky decided on a 3-match week, Kabore started the middle match. Okay, I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah, but otherwise, Kabore is going to get 15, 20 minutes in almost every match.
Yeah,
because Parky now has someone that is a suitable backup. So if you can now give free rein to Imre and say, yeah, you've got a backup, you're going to be taken off every match, basically empty that tank, go for it. You know you're coming off. You know we have a proper backup. So when the meter and all the stats hit the red line, then we're going to swap you out. So go for it.
Yep. Thoughts on Nixon taking over tomorrow? I think it's great. I think
we're not going to see anything for a long time.
It won't matter. Yeah, I mean,
on the front end, we're not going to see differences.
No, it won't make a big difference. Yeah, it's going to take a while for that to change. I think it's good. I think, who was it? Somebody was talking. They were talking about that role and talking about. Oh, it was on that Wrexham show the other day. It was. Oh crap!
Mike Williamson.
Williamson was talking about it, and he couldn't at the time. He couldn't say who it was. You know what I mean? He couldn't say it, but it was happening. We all know. But it was. Basically, he was saying, it's hard for Parky and those guys to look at players through the year because they're coaching, they're doing their job. And so they don't have the time to do that. And that's, it works at a lower level, I think, but I think you get to this level, you really need to have a better scouting network than what we've had. And I think it'll only be good for us.
And the problem is it has been discussed before about budgets. When you're building the budget for next season, you have to have a championship budget and you have to have a Prem budget. And you have to be looking at where you're going to invest and what you're going to spend. And you have to do that just in case. It's the same thing with players. Williamson is saying that Parky and his scouting team and everybody else are supposed to be doing this throughout the year, and they can't even adequately do it for the championship level, where we're almost certain to be next year. Now, what exactly would their plans be like in the Prem? That's what sort of plans have they got ready for that?
Right.
Yeah, I assume none, almost. And interestingly, just as another one, because you brought up Williamson, the other day I heard him say as well, for the first time, or anybody say this, is Williamson expects us to come down the first season. Now,
I think he said if they would have gone up this last season, he thought.
Okay, that's fair.
To clarify, that's what he said.
He did clarify.
He said if we would have went up last season, he felt like
we wouldn't have been ready.
Right,
he felt like we would have come back.
We weren't ready. Yeah, okay. He didn't think
that's fair.
As a club, he didn't think we were ready. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we would never say this to Phil or anybody. He's like, but we probably weren't ready, and he didn't.
Well, part of that could be not being ready to swap out the team.
Well,
in order to do, because 16 players. I know last year we did a lot of players, 13 players or whatever, but now you're in an absolutely different pool of players internationally. You want to bring in random European players that are value for money. So are you on top of them? No. So that would have been part of it as to why we probably would have come back down or whatever. But for me, if we had gone up last year, and I said this quite a couple of years back as well, is the safest thing to do is to go around and hoover up the best championship players you can get and a couple of Europeans or whatever. But, just take the very best from every team who have a shot at being okay in the Prem. And then if any of them turn out to be really good, you sell them to another Prem team and let them stay and drop back down to the Championship with your parachutes, and then you go again.
Oh shoot!
People wouldn't be happy with it, but
no.
Look.
But yeah, I'm with you.
And then we could start on a training ground. Then we have money to spend on training ground, and then the other facilities we want to upgrade and do. You get a start on all of that, and then you roll it again.
Yeah. Pretty. I'm actually surprised. So apparently, for Ashfield on that deal, Peterborough, They they made 3 different offers trying to get him. They absolutely wanted him bad. So maybe they've seen something I'm not. I don't. I mean, here's the other thing. Look who their manager is.
Yeah.
You know who their manager is? Luke Williams.
Yeah.
Does Ashfield fit a Luke Williams team?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I saw some nice stuff out of him. Like maybe more than you seem to be implying now. But yeah, it seems like an interesting deal. And actually, it may be our highest sale in the Robin Ryan era.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what it is. I really like to see it. I mean, we may not ever see it, but I mean, the club's not going to tell us, but it'd be nice if we get the rumor. You know what I mean? You know how it is. Usually that stuff kind of leaks out. But now I'll tell you what, Dara McAnthony, he may tell us because he's got his podcast. Sometimes he just throws that. He just says that shit. So he's actually really entertaining. I don't know if you ever listen to his podcast. He's kind of entertaining.
Yeah, he's okay.
Sometimes
he annoys the crap out of me, but
a little bit.
Generally,
some
he's
of it,
okay.
Yeah, some of it. It's funny to get it's cool, I guess, to kind of get an inside look, and just his thoughts and what he's doing. And yeah, I think it's really interesting. It's an interesting little podcast. Oh shoot. Yeah. Oh, David doesn't like my takes on Ashfield.
Okay.
We'll see.
There was one question there that's kind of floated away, but I thought it was a good question maybe to end on. Is out of the signings we have made, who do we think is potentially our best signing?
I'm gonna say Comier is gonna end up being our best signing.
Yeah.
And Imre's a close second.
Yeah. Okay. I would pick Imre over Comier right now.
Right now. Yeah.
Because I've recency bias.
Right.
I've seen Imre play.
Yep.
And he's at a very high level.
Yep.
So I think that's fair.
I just got a feeling, just seeing how quickly Comier picked up what we were doing in one game.
Yeah.
He went from looking very average to
Sheepish
looking really good by the end of that game. By the time he came off, he looked one of the best players on the pitch. So I think you give him a couple weeks and he's gonna be flying.
Yeah. My other choice then would be Callum O'Hare. If he works well and links well with Windass, the two of them together up the front could be absolutely.
That's a good point there. Kind of a talking point. I don't know. I know he plays a 10. I think he's always probably played in a 4-2-3-1 though. So it's like the singular 10, behind a striker, not with 2 10s. I don't know that he's ever played with 2 10s. Yeah. I don't know if he's ever played with a 2 10s behind a striker.
Okay.
So it's a little different. Look, you know what I mean? I could be wrong, and maybe he has. Coventry may have done some of that when he was there. I don't know. I'd have to look back. I don't know what kind of stuff they were doing back then. But it'd be interesting to see because I know he's played, in the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, he plays the brick, just the 10, the central 10 right behind the striker. But having 2 of them, so where he's having to play off the striker and another 10, is that a different, thing?
Yeah, but I think again it's one of these. I think because he has played so many different positions out the left side, he has played all around the pitch a little bit more maybe than Broadhead did.
That's true. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Nick said Aaron he played 3-4-2-1 under Mark Robbins at Coventry.
There you go. See, I hadn't looked that far back. So
yeah.
Blown out of the water. Ken, what are we blowing out of the water? Ken Pritchard's blowing things out of the water. He's a pirate. Pirate Ken Pritchard. Sure of it.
Okay, so our 2 wings and potentially a bit of a playmaker up the front to freshen up that front line for us.
Watch, we'll all be wrong. We've got it all wrong. This is what's going to happen. Our leading scorers this season is going to be Joe Worrell. He's going to score 15 goals. Headers, yeah, 15 goals from corners. And, we're going to beat everybody with just the most parkiest bullshit you've ever seen.
Actually, do you know it'd be really funny if Moore and Worrell took turns with the headers.
Oh yeah.
With both of them up in the box together. When they're playing, that would be hilarious.
Habs thinks O'Hare's more technical than Woodhouse. Oh, I don't know. Is he? I'm not convinced. I don't know that I agree with that, but I've not seen him play a ton, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm on the because I'll tell you what, technically, Windass is unbelievable. Yeah.
Okay, guys. On that bombshell, then we've got our players to watch for the season.
There you go, for sure.
And we will see you tomorrow for the match.
Yeah, good stuff.
Today,
I assume there'll be a pre-show. Are you doing a post? Are you doing a Wrexford time tomorrow, Patty?
Yes, it's a late one, so probably yeah. I didn't do one for the last one, so let's try not to skip 2 in a row.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so cool. Catch Patty. I assume Ken's gonna try to hop on and do a pre-game. I don't know if you'll be able to jump in with him. I'll be at work, so I won't be able to.
Yeah, I probably can.
Okay, so get in, watch Josh tomorrow. Everybody, have fun. 3 hours, did 3 hours tonight. Not bad considering we're kind of already done with most of our business. Couple players out. Yep, I like it. What did we end up on the oh shoot hang on.
I'll put it back up. I still have.
Where did we finish on that? Good. 77% good, 15% great, only 8% meh, and nobody said bad. Which I'm actually surprised nobody said bad. So that's pretty positive. Actually, that's generally pretty positive. I like that.
So in numbers, that's 2 for great, 10 for good, 1 for meh.
I like that. Good stuff. All right. Well, good show. Appreciate everybody joining us. We had a bunch of people in all day, the whole time. Those are really good numbers, I think.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for coming in. Everybody like, subscribe, leave a comment after you're done. Tell us how much you loved it. Because it helps with the algorithm and all that good stuff. Share it out to your friends, get it on social media, all that. And thanks for joining us. And on that bombshell, we will see you next time.
Bye.